year and a half later.
Well, if I'm, I mean,
What do you think of that, seriously, Ramona? If it was Matthew's best friend trying to get in touch with
girl, his best friend was talking smack about me. He said I couldn't stand that cunt. I said I can't believe it. Yeah, girl, he called me a cunt.
would you like to make a YouTube video this weekend?
Girl, let me tell you something. To be honest with you, I'm not even tripping.
So nigga, you
I
calling
mean,
out on
honestly,
him?
I really believe that he is going to be trying. I mean, you was a good woman, so of course he
Good
probably said
women
his
always
Decepticon.
come back. The
But you gotta ask
Decatur,
yourself
Lee
this
came
though.
back. Who else?
All my ex,
Brittany
but
came.
you know
All
what?
of them came
Everybody,
back.
everybody that I've ever dated, and I know I was good, and they did me wrong. They always came back, and I was like, no.
Mhm.
I even have to ask. I had to ask myself today, like, what if my ex husband did come back? What if Matt came back and he was like, I'm sorry, and all this other stuff? Like, I probably look at him like, but
That's where Stephanie's be getting it from. Your dramatic ass.
girl, she give her daddy. I probably look like I'll probably do one of his moves. Interesting.
I'm
No,
serious.
I'm serious. Like, far as dating again, I don't. I just personally maybe because oh, how could I say it? It's nice when someone gives you a compliment. It's nice when you can have a conversation. But I am too afraid to even think about being with somebody. And then I won't even say afraid. I don't have the desire though. I really don't really, you know what I'm saying? I can jump in my car. I can go the whole free yeah, the freedom too, but I really don't, I'm not there. That even when I see a man, I kind of avoid him like the plague. I'm fine. But I was like, you know what? He's gonna make somebody a really good husband. That's what I think in my mind. Like, he's a very attractive guy. And then I don't want it to go farther than that, because if I start lusting after the dude, then I'm basically sinning. Because what
You
you
don't know
do
the
in your
story. Go ahead. You right.
because what you do, you know what I'm saying?
Dog.
But it's
Let me
okay to
tell you.
dream, I suppose. But you can't just because the Lord, like, Mona, I hear your thoughts.
Okay, true story. And I'll feel you on that. Like I said, I think I'm getting close to the position of where I want to be loved. I don't want to enter into a relationship like that because I'm not ready.
I don't think
I mean,
anybody
I'm
wanna.
ready for, to be held. I think I am ready for sex, but I don't want that yet because it's not all this,
Girl.
meant. That's not all to a
But see, this is
relationship.
the thing. Like, if
I want to
okay,
be held. I want the
but then you gotta
conversations,
ask yourself,
but
like,
it's not
how
all to
long
a
are you gonna be?
relationship.
Right, exactly. But how long is it gonna be until somebody's ready to commit? Like, I just feel like this. Like, we're not
Honestly,
we're not in our 20s, and we're not 18. Well, first of all, we're not young in our 20s. What I mean by that is that we're not old, but we're not young whippersnappers anymore. I just feel like that when I first started dating, the whole purpose of dating was to find the man to get married, to have children in the house and the picket fence and live happily ever after. But I realized that a lot of these, I want to say MFers, but I just realized, like, I wasted a lot of my time with men who did not want to commit. And I'm just like, I don't have time to waste anymore.
I think that's the reason why I'm not ready for a relationship because I really am looking for more
And the thing
than
about it
just
is,
the average.
because it's
Well,
it's
okay,
more
well,
than.
Frankie, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna knock all of it. Some of it was great, but I needed more than just what he got and what he gave me. The abuse was horrible, and the emotional support was just. I can't even say
None.
mediocre. It was absolute none. The financial, absolute none. So when I look at it, I was by my goddamn self the whole time. I
You
shouldn't
was
even
doing it on your,
talk.
and thinking about it. If
Yeah.
you was doing it on your own by yourself,
Right,
and I'm not sitting
I
up here
mean,
saying,
but he tore my confidence down so much. When I look at, okay, you remember Hook, Captain Hook,
uh huh,
Robin Williams Hook.
mm-hmm. I was
Do
just
you
about to watch that
remember?
movie.
Yeah, but do you remember when he finally got his confidence down? His happy thought was his son.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
happy thought
I
was
was just talking
my
about happy thoughts.
sons. My happy thought was my girls. My
Right.
happy thought was, yo, this
Yeah.
motherfucker played you so long and you was with him and it was just solely you and him that you forgot. You
You
a
forgot your
badass
happy thought.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
A
forgot my
woman,
happy thought.
watch your
Excuse
mom.
me, a mature woman. So I forgot all of that. And so when I finally realized who I was, I take care of children. I take care
Mhm.
of my nieces, my nephews. I'm a lover. I'm a passionate lover at that. And so when I love an individual, I give them my all. That means everything.
Yeah.
It matters your opinion of me. It matters my family's opinion of me. Your
Right.
opinion of me. Because I do aim to please. But now I'm at an age of where, you know what? Y'all
You
opinions
can't.
matter, but they don't matter. You want to know why? Because at this point in time, I only get one life to live. And I think
Mm.
that's why my sister kept visiting me when I was sick in the hospital for 2 months. Damn, I'm talking about out of it. And she kept calling me and she kept saying, Lena, everything is okay. Everything is okay.
Mhm.
I cannot live my life for y'all no more.
Yeah.
Even
It's
though
just
I
time.
love you, but it's
Right.
time. It's high time for me. My confidence used to be so crappy that I wouldn't even think of myself as a 7. I would think like 5, 4. Why? Because my teeth and because I was a dark skinned girl, and then I had to look at my complexion. I was like, I love this gold. It's not quite brown, and it's not
You have
quite
to embrace
white.
yourself. It's the same, but I,
Yeah.
I think that when you're in relationships too, and when men, and it's the same thing where we want to please that person so much, your
Hmm.
man so much that, oh, he wants my hair this way, he wants my nails this way,
And
he
I
wants me to
bought
cook this way.
into it.
I'm
That
to the
was
point
the
where,
bad part
like I
about it.
said today, let me tell you, today, yesterday I had on my wig earlier that day.
Yeah.
I waved at a couple of guys, and look, it was so hot out there. I had my little braids with my hair not even done waving, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I really don't care how you feel about me, because at the end of the day, I'm not your wife. I'm not your girlfriend, and I'm like, the man that I married, I wanted him to accept me because of me, with my all of my imperfections, just as long. But I just felt like at the end of the day, I'm pleasing you so much,
But you
and I'm
forget
not
to please
getting,
yourself and to
I'm not
please.
getting, I'm not
Yeah.
getting jacked. And I'm now I'm to the point like, what have I been doing?
That's
Like,
exactly
who
how I
told
am.
me that I'm born just to please a man, to so I can be a wife? Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of women forget that you are a human being. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like, you
think we
gotta
forget that
find,
there's a bigger purpose than just trying to please
it's
somebody.
it's a bigger purpose. God is using you just not to be someone's wife, not to
Exactly.
be second, not just to be a title. There's other
Exactly.
things too. And I just get to the point where, like, I saw a comment where this guy was saying, why don't these black women know that black men can't stand women with hair hats? And I'm like, what's like, why don't you go ahead and get you a woman who don't wear a wig and leave the rest of us alone?
First of all,
I'm
if
to
you
the point
can't
where,
if you can't stand a woman with hair hats, then you find that natural born
then
woman.
find
I
a
mean,
nasty
because we all
woman.
have our preferences.
And I'm
Some
just
light, some
like,
dark, some
but it's like,
natural.
why you gotta bark on my parade? I'm not bothering nobody. Why you
Because that's
gotta?
the thing about it. Individuals who bark on your parade have no parade for themselves. And that's what I was dealing with before
Well,
I
it's a
came
lot of them
out.
going around here, and it's to the
Yeah.
point. It's to the point where it's gotten to the point where,
Anytime you think about it, anytime that you have to look at an individual and tear them down and you have not one positive thing to say about them, that's the reason why I say, there's some people out there who go, oh, I don't like her, or I don't like him. Why? Why don't you
but
like
at
this
the end of the
individual?
day, you come to the point where you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, and it has gotten to the point where it's just like, I really don't care. I really don't care what you feel about me. You know why? Because at the end of the day, who are you? You're nobody to me.
Right.
You're nobody to me. So me wanting to date or whatever, like, I mean, honestly, I don't have the desire to be with anyone right now. And I feel like I don't know what God has come, what God had for me coming down the pipeline. And until that day when that happens, but it's different for me because I have a baby that I'm taking care of now. And I'm protecting her because I'm her mama. I got to protect her. So having someone to come around and having to feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get just bye. I was even thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna buy me a diamond ring. Now, we in July. On the 20th of July would have been our, I think, 6 year anniversary. Yeah, it would have been our 6 year anniversary. And I'm just really feeling like, you know what? I am done sitting here thinking about woulda, coulda, or how things would have been if he didn't do. He made the decision to do that. I'm not going to stick myself in a past or even sob or cry, or I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. But I'm also not going to sit up here and jump out of the daggone frying pan into the fire. No, I got to learn how to breathe because I've always been in a relationship. I've always been trying to please somebody. I've always been wanting somebody to try to love me or try to say, hey, I'm this perfect woman for you. I'll cook, I'll clean. Baby, I remember when I got my house, I remember I had to clean up some credit, and I forgot what this one credit card was. This credit card was $500, and it quadrupled to like 25 or 3,000 entrance. And I said, where did I get this? I remember I went ahead and swiped it to buy a jacket, a coat for some guy. I remember doing so much for a man just to say, I'm the woman for you. And there's a lot of women out there or a lot of men out there that's trying to please somebody so much or trying to put on this persona because they look at this other person like they're so perfect as if they're a god. Like, you're not even a freaking god. Like, why am I doing all of this for you and you're not giving me back any of that? So, should I date right now? I'm really selfish with myself. I just want to be about my daughter and myself. And I'm just, I just don't feel like it. When I hear other guys and they sit up here and they talk a lot of smack, women ain't this and that, I'm like, well, hey, you ain't got to worry about this one because I don't want you. I'm not even looking at you. I'm not even looking down upon you. I'm just not in that lane of the women that you're talking about here, that you so-called put down all the time because I'm not looking for you. A matter of fact, I'm not even looking to date anymore. And I think I've come into the point now, about to be 36, that I'm realizing like, or maybe I just been out of the game so freaking long
I think I've
that
been out of the freaking
you
game for so long. And I really
forgot
don't
how
know how
it is.
to approach it. Like I'm 30. I'm a 36-year-old woman going on
Ooh,
37.
lady, you going to 37 girl.
Yeah, but you
Ooh.
know what? I have pride in it because I don't look like I'm 37.
It don't even matter if you did look like you 37. I'm trying to make it to
But my thing,
104.
exactly. But my thing about it is
So,
that I don't even look like I'm 37. I take good care of myself.
all
I'm
right.
trying to be independent
37 isn't old
and
though,
everything.
Lena. 37 is not
And
old.
I don't consider it old. Holler at me when I'm 50. Then I might be
But
like,
then the only thing I'm worried about too is that the biological clocks, man, to start tap dancing and doing
I'm not
crazy
even. I
stuff.
used to be worried about that. I'm not even worried about that anymore.
I want more
I used to
children.
tell. I used to tell Rizzy. We used to have this conversation all the time, and Charisma was. She used to be like, "Man, I'm telling you, when you have kids, is when you have kids." And I'd be like, "Dog, I don't want to be 30 something having no daggone kids." I was 25 at the time I had this conversation. We still debated it. I was 30 when I turned 30. I was like, I don't want to be 30
Yeah, when you
something having
20,
no
you think
kids.
30 is as old as
Now I
molasses.
was
Now
like,
you
it's
just
30.
like,
I'm
dang.
33. I don't want to be 33 having no kids.
Matter be 40 this year. I mean, that 40's not old. But I'm
It's
like,
not old. But there are women in my time coming up, even before I got into a really serious relationship with my ex fiance. It was a time where I was, coming up, meeting different women, talking with them. They was telling me like, I had my first kid at 40, and telling me literally, Ramona, people telling me like, Look, don't count it out just because you're 40 something.
No,
Sometimes
you
it's a
shouldn't. I
blessing.
mean,
You
no,
know,
it's not. But I'm a just say like,
I don't want
but you
I don't
understand.
want my youth. When I was younger, I really did want my kids as I'm younger. And as I get older, you know what? Okay, if I have kids and I'm older, then I guess that's what God intended and that's what He wanted.
Yeah.
You know, not that you be naive and you don't know your season and where you're at. Because if I'm older and I just feel like, hey, it is what it is, I just want to sip my wine and go, then
Right.
that's just what it is. But
Mhm.
what happened that, God says, you know what, Lena, now is the time you have your kids.
Right.
Because one thing about me, I never wanted to bring my kids into any type of poverty just because I was experiencing. I
Right.
wanted my kids to have
I
the
think we
best.
all that. I think that's the thing that we all just we want the best for our children, and we all want of course you want your significant other to be there with the family, and a lot of us didn't ask for this debt of the man not being in the household
Yeah,
and
right.
raising a child, and then you realize like your priorities now switch to something totally different than what you were doing when you were in your 20s and when you were by yourself, because now that you have this baby, now that you have this kid. But when we look at it from the get-go, when we were first out there dating, that was the first thing you're looking for, is you're finding Mr. Right, and he's the one, but that he likes to string you for the next 4 years and 5 years, and you find yourself in these long-term relationships with no
That was
commitment.
one thing that I did not want, only for me to go through that. And I can say honestly, that's never going to happen. I can't say never, but I'm going to do my damnedest that that will never happen again.
What?
Because 5 years is a long time to be with an individual, and then when you hear them speak a certain way, and they carry themselves a certain way, and they treat you a certain way, and you realize that your love has grown, but theirs have not, and they actually
Oh, they
treating
always
you when
taking,
you,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Relationships can be very
When you
draining, man.
realize that they are taken, that your love has grown, your maturity has grown, when you are in a different spiritual space and you looking at them like where the hell you at, and they're in a different zone, that right there
It's draining,
is a
man.
killjoy because I spent time growing. And I understand that not all couples make it and people grow apart, but 5 years is a long time. I don't have it to give to another man for 5 years. I like my youth. I like my beauty. At 37, I still carry a youthfulness to me. I don't have children walking around. My children are in heaven.
Right.
But I still
Mine is
carry this
too.
big youthfulness to me, and I thank God about it. I had a person who broke me, and I thank God about that because I learned a whole lot in that. And then not
Well,
only did
you
I learn a
still, the
whole
thing
lot,
is too, is
but
that you're still
I've
healing
gotten
from
my
it.
joy. I remember Mama called me and she told me, she said, Lena, you have to get your joy back.
Yeah,
Because
once
I
you
was
get your
telling her,
joy,
everything that was going on and how, it really damaged me and everything else like that. And I was even telling her how I really did have a desire to be married and everything else like that. And Mama said, Lena, you got to get your joy back. You got to go through this for a little bit. You
he
know.
said, when you turn 45, you take life super serious.
Hmm.
You as men settle down quick. We take our job serious and our women. U.S. men. Oh, I'm sorry. You mean us men settle down quick. We take our job serious and our women.
Huh?
Heartbreaker. You're better. He's blessing. You're better exercise. That's number one. You better exercise. That's number one. I'm 49. When you turn 45, take life super serious. Us men settle down quick. We take our job serious and our women. You think men settle down? Not these men. It's a lot of men out here that just don't believe in getting married. I mean, you got a lot of
No.
influences.
There are men out here that believe in getting married. There are men out here that do believe in getting married. But what I think is the issue for them is one, that initial fear. Because when I get married, I only want to commit once. I'm gonna have time to do
Well,
other
no,
things
think about it
and
then.
stuff like
So how
that.
come y'all didn't get married?
Why we didn't get married because we initially grew apart completely.
But y'all was with each other for a while.
I didn't choose to marry him. I didn't choose to marry him because after 5 years, And the treatment
But
that I was
I'm trying to say
receiving
before the 5 years.
before the 5 years was, I don't understand the question.
Why y'all didn't get married? I remember one time before. Remember my ex Lee. I remember one time we were going to get married and we didn't. And I remember somebody was like, "When y'all gonna get married?" He was like, "Never worry." I said, "You
We
bet." When I
didn't get
think about
married
stuff
because of
like
the
that,
fact that I bought into.
at 45, your sexy stamina change. Well,
At 45, your sex
for
stamina
who?
changes.
For men or women? I mean,
I
for
think for
married couples,
women,
who?
the sex stamina goes up, baby. I'm just randy in my day, but I mean, for the
I
guy,
would know
I don't know.
that.
I'm
I'm
not
not
45, I'm
45.
37, but my sex game is very high. So yeah, I need to be
Nah,
bright up.
I'm on my celibate. I forgot what all. I don't want to see no. Look,
Very much
I could look
celibate,
at
but
a
even in your
movie.
celibate,
I'll look at
you
a
always
movie,
say,
and if a
okay.
love scene comes on, I fast forward or turn it off. I don't want to know nothing about sex. I don't want to see no kissing. Ah, it's too much for my eyes.
Have to look at a
I only want
movie.
PG-13 cartoons. Just leave me
I don't
alone.
have to look at a movie. It's a simple. You could just be the finest man and you smell a certain way. If you smell fucking good, my whole body goes. I want to have sex. I want to have sex. I want to have
Oh
sex. I
my
want to have sex. I
gosh,
want to have sex.
girl, that's mean
I'm
your
serious.
biological clock is tap
I
dancing.
do not know.
If
I'm
you smell
serious. I
good, I want to
feel
be
like
like,
a
what
dog
type
in
of
heat, and
perfume
it's
or
like I want
cologne
to
is
have sex. I
that,
want to have sex.
sir?
I want to have sex. I'm serious. My body is like literally like that. It's like damn. You just smell so fucking good. I have to get up and go somewhere else.
Oh my gosh,
I'm serious. My body is literally going through that whole emotion. It's like, oh God, what's wrong with me?
Lena.
Oh
So you better
God.
open the Bible.
I
Say, Father,
do.
take these thoughts away.
Girl, I was with my mother. We was at church, and there was this minister, and he had his little collar and everything. You know,
Oh
he
my
praised the Lord.
gosh,
You know how
Lena.
you praise the Lord? I'm sitting up in the pew. I'm praising the Lord. But my eyes, man, I had to pray for my eyes.
Look, that demon whispered in your ear. It said, in church, it said, Lena, you see that guy over there? You was like, whoa,
And
hello,
you know how you
doctor.
try to keep your eyes on the preacher. So I'm steady looking at the preacher. I'm like, I'm just going to concentrate. I'm going to focus. I'm not going to look over there. And then you feel your eyes shift. You're like, ah, Jesus. No, I'm not going to look at him. I'm not going to look at him. Little lust demon up here. Like, Lord Jesus, you're going to have to get myself together.
Yes.
Like, no, God, no. I'm not going to look over there. I'm not going to,
Yeah.
I'm looking over there. No.
I know how that is. I know it's like when I get out the building, the next door neighbor always say, "Hi, how are you?" He's very nice. I come out the building, I say, "He ain't got no shirt on." I'm not gonna look over there. I am not. Devil, get behind me.
Darn, less demons. You be talking to yourself when you repenting.
You like, don't even
Lord,
look
I'm
over
in
there.
church. I'm sorry.
Just make a right. Conversation too long.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm
girl, you gotta
serious.
duck and dodge out here sometimes.
You do, but I do believe that there are some guys out here who really truly do desire marriage. You know, there's just so. The unfortunate thing about it is there are a lot of women that are running into so many men that just. I'm sorry, they just mess it up for the good ones. It's
Good one of
so
whose? Good one of
the
whose?
good men that are out there. There are
Lena,
good
what a
men.
good minute. Show me the good mans.
Look, girl.
Show me the good guys.
I don't
I
got
think
it.
all of them are missing. Let me stop. We're the good guys. No,
No.
look, I can't. I gotta remember. You still at the top of the food chain. You never been married before,
Hey, no, I've never been married
which
before.
means you can get married. Me, I don't know what to call myself. I am in limbo. I'm like, Lord, I'm Father.
But first of all,
I'd be like, Jesus, can you come to me in my dreams and have a conversation about this matter? I need to see you. I need to really talk to you about this.
no, I really do believe that there's always somebody who was created and meant for you. You know, that's
Yeah, but see,
all.
I end up getting married to the person.
How you know he ain't supposed to be with you
That will
anymore?
tell me if you can show me a scripture. Would it
I
if
said,
you?
how you know that your ex man ain't supposed to be with you later on, your ex husband? Just because y'all ain't together right now don't mean 10 years later or whatever the case
Who I don't want to. I'm gonna be
You
very
don't
honest.
feel like
10 years
now.
later, I would be freaking 30. I'll be 46, hitting 50.
Uh-huh.
He just said 45. Your stamina not even there. So shoot, I'll be looking like
Who
I can
just
see it right now. Matt, is that you?
First of all,
How you say 10 years
it's
later, Jeeping
45 and his
70 be
stamina not
12
even
years
there.
old?
You need to check yourself because honestly, there's an issue. There's a problem. I'm
Well,
sorry. For a 45-year-old man not to have stamina like that, honey, I am, what, 30
did
something?
you pray for your husband? I left my first wife after 6 months. You need to pray and go get your wife. Why would you leave your wife? Why? That
It
was
got too heated for him. He couldn't take the pressure. I can't do this.
no, that ain't cool,
No,
man.
it ain't cool. Look, I'm joking. But my thing about it is
I
just
got abandoned, man. Shoot. Ain't nothing like somebody kicking rocks and rolling out on you.
we
I can
all
let
some Annies
I
out
can
here.
I
You better find a rainbow because the sun gonna come out once again. Point. Shoot. All of us is Annie. The sun will come out.
tomorrow.
At some point in time in your life, you've been abandoned by someone. So let's let her go there. Next question. Who else?
You know, did I pray for my husband? Heck yeah, I prayed for his tail.
What you
He's
talking about praying for your husband? Some of us are praying for the man. Some of us are praying for just the woman, and that thing blow up in your
I don't
face.
know, man. Like I said, some people got selfish streaks, man. But you got a lot of men out here that would not trust women either, man. So you got a non-trusting community of people that's trying to
But see,
figure
that's what
out
I was
what.
saying earlier. It's just that initial, fear of commitment. I think there are a lot of men in that state. It's kind of like a baby. You watch a baby ever just get so tired and you just watch them cry and they cry and they cry. And you're just like, baby, you're just tired. You just need to lay down. And they just will not lay down because they're afraid they're going to miss the next biggest thing out there. And it's like, you buffoon. You don't know that God had already gave you your Jude, but you're so busy looking around for others. Because I just might miss it. You're not going to miss nothing, please. Mm-mm.
I'm a retired street cat. She was 10
Well,
years older with two spoiled kids. Yeah, but guess what? Wait a minute, hold on. At 45, did you bring? She was tired of a street cat. I'm just trying to understand. Let me see. I'm a retired street cat. She was 10 years older with two spoiled kids. But yet, what does that have to do with you marrying her and dipping out and leaving her 6 months later?
that's a good question.
Hey, Kaylee! Kaylee had that beautiful baby boy. I can't. Did you really say I'm a retired street cat? From Newark? Okay. You starting to sound like my somebody I know, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
No judgments.
What's this about? Tony Robbins? Oh.
I haven't been paying attention. I've been busy talking. What the heck is a
Katie, how
retired
you
street
doing?
cat? I want to know what that is.
Huh?
I said, what is a retired street cat? What, I mean,
He's saying you're a bobcat. I don't know.
I don't know either.
A retired street cat. I guess somebody who's been on the streets.
Okay.
Cat daddy, I suppose.
Okay.
Or a retired street cop. That's all I know. Or just.
I met a 90-year-old woman who didn't have no husband, no family to speak of to come
I met a 60-year-old
and
virgin.
visit her. And
I
I
bet
thought it
he
was
is,
the,
Kaylee. Congratulations.
and I thought it was the
I know
most
he's super sweet.
Oh, I thought it was the most saddest thing because I thought to myself, I said, Dad, she don't have no family to claim her, no man, and you're 90 years old, and she's saying she's lived her life and she's just ready to go.
Talking.
I said,
You should be getting you some rest, girl. She just had that baby. in labor for how many hours? 20 some more hours.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you bad girl. Okay.
I did 8 days in jail. Wait a minute. Girl, Kaylee was in, she was in labor 26 hours.
Congratulations to the to her
Girl,
and
that
baby.
baby.
Ooh, 26 hours. That's
He
a
said, I
lot.
did 8 days in jail fighting their father. I meant selling? Oh man, that's not good at all.
What?
He fought his wife, children's father. With the children, his stepchildren's father.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, that's not
Well,
good.
I'm pray for your family. I hope you and your wife can reconcile and come together again.
Oh wow, that's a lot. I hope the kids are okay.
Girl, let me tell you something. Symphony's almost 3 and still nursing, Kaylee. You told me that it was going to get better. It's like she keeps fighting me for the milk. My nana was like, that girl's almost 3. She don't need no more milk. I was like,
You better pump it out and put it in a bag or
girl,
something.
she don't want nothing in a cup. I mean, she sips on a sippy cup.
How's she doing with that?
Girl, let me tell you something. Symphony got her. When I tell you this girl can sing opera, she got you heard her high pitched voice.
Yeah.
My eardrums just want to just burst and just walk out of my my ears.
I love hearing
I
her sing
prayed for
though.
the
She has
wife,
pretty
and she
vocals.
came years later. I prayed for this wife, and she came 6 years later. What you mean, this wife? The new wife you with? You got a new wife? Is that what you telling me? How many wives do you have?
Too many.
Oh, well, if you prayed for her and that's what it is, then okay, then
Are you sure that that's the wife? Because a lot of times we just want what we want.
girl, I'm supposed to be doing 4th of July with Coco and the kids. Stayed up doing nails.
Dad, that ice cream was good.
True wife, 13 years. Okay.
Is that the second wife or the first?
This is the first wife he was only with for 6 months. This is the second wife that he's been with for 13 years.
Oh, okay. Well, may it continue to be happy.
Mama, you are brave. I don't know what to say about that. I'm really afraid to ever get married again.
Why?
To a second husband?
Yeah.
Because you just said I couldn't. I am.
I know. You know how I feel about that. I told you, keep praying.
I know a lot of people feel different about that. I'm just, he didn't tell me it was okay yet.
Well,
But then I
just
don't know,
let
because
him
remember I
say.
had that dream?
Yeah, exactly.
But then I had another dream where Matt was there. Like my husband was in the freaking dream.
What does that mean? You never told me about that one.
You said, how you going to marry someone after 5 months?
5 months.
I don't know.
How
I
how
guess
old
I
the
got
hell was
the.
you marrying nobody after 5 months?
No, I think the other guy must have got married after 5 months.
Yeah, that's. Mm. I don't know. I want to get to know an individual. I've spent 5 years trying to get to know an individual to
Oh,
understand it.
I
Yeah.
think he's talking about the other guy because he's been with his.
And we were supposed to
Oh.
say I do after the initial yeah. And when that didn't go through, it was just hell out there.
I'd be scared to walk down the aisle. I'd be like, oh.
Silly.
Hold on, y'all want to see? I still have my wedding. Hold on, y'all. I gotta
You
let me
still
get
got
my
your wedding
charger.
dress?
No, I got I still got my, what was that? My Let me get my charger. Where's my charger? Look at Solo. Solo. Say hi, everybody. Have you come to rub? Have you come to rub my belly?
Got that look to it like, please, dude.
Solo's eyeballs looking all like.
Please, dude.
Y'all, we was doing nails up in here. Yes, look at my all my nails. Let me show you the nails. Just show your nails.
Show my nails.
Woo, y'all see that?
Ain't that tantalizing? Oh my god.
Y'all see them nails? Yes, Mona. He's so, isn't he? And everybody keep asking, how old are you, Solo? Old enough. You when Solo licked his chops, you know what he's saying? You got some traits, mamas.
Exactly what he's saying.
Solo, you a greedy dog. You don't care about nobody else but your bones. Say, I guard that door, don't I? I'd be like, all right, Solo, you ready,
Alright then.
Yeah, but no. Getting back to that whole marriage thing. Let me see, is this thing charging my phone? Yeah, man.
Why is it? This is my question. The standard for men and women are so freaking different.
That's what I honestly really. The more and more.
Divorces.
Oh, number two.
Again, divorces, gets married again. Divorce, gets married again. One more time, we gonna try it. Divorce. We're gonna try it again. Divorce. I ain't learned my lesson the last time. Divorce. You know, I mean, but a guy. Shit, he can divorce about
I'm starting to hear that a lot of men.
Like, hey, dog, you doing it again? Alright, you know what?
I'm starting to hear a lot of men like I have this young guy. He was talking about yeah, he ready to have children. Wife, the one that you married originally.
I'm gonna say she does.
Well, he has to answer the question. Does that feel like your wife?
Let him answer his question. I'm gonna say it's always gonna be like that because of the word. I know
Yeah.
there are a lot of people.
He said no.
You're a liar.
Yeah. But yet he talks about her, my first wife.
Because me and my first wife, immediate shutdown.
Yeah.
Your ass is not accountable. We're gonna delete that one. Doesn't count.
Kaylee said yes because he hasn't said ex-wife.
Exactly. Doesn't count. It's still your wife. Go and get your wife.
Oh man.
Go and find your first ball and chain.
No, it's not. She's not his ball and chain.
Go ahead and lock her up.
Before we got divorced, they my ex-husband would say my ex-wife before we even got a divorce.
See, that's what you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention to a man's language, and you have to pay attention to a man's action. And now that you know exactly where he at.
Good.
That's the truth. Anytime he talking about ex-wife and then he doing strange shit, you better go ahead and pack your shit. You out the door. He telling you out the door.
Ain't nothing like, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll never be put in this situation ever again where I guess that's what I'm feeling too, is that I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm ever rejected like that. I got ejected, rejected. I got kicked. I can laugh now. I got kicked to the curb, girl. I got kicked out of the plane.
I got kicked to the curb. I got kicked to the curb.
I got kicked. I got kicked in.
It's an insult to society, I feel. It's insult to society. And he rejected my ass. But you know what the good thing about rejection is? When you are broken, you can pick yourself up.
You sure can.
You can pick yourself up. Thank you, motherfucker, for rejecting my ass.
Wait, hold it. After the tears, after the wounds then healed.
And all of that, man.
After the
I'm
broken leg.
telling you, I'm in the hospital. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, it is
Candy said my
right.
situation was something unexplainable. It was a strange phenomenon, wasn't it? Lord have mercy. I look back
No,
at that like I don't ever
what
want to go through
one
that again.
person rejects, another person is always going to find fantastic. Remember that. So,
That is true, but
yeah.
I'm looking at it like, shoot. What you want around here, boy? Chicha, with your name, with a gauge.
That's because your ex is still dealing with that
Y'all
extra
had
hurt.
good loving. You know what? Me and my ex, we had a good relationship. Me and man, we had a good relationship. I mean, we were both in the music. We both rock shows. We was one of those real laid back chill. It was just that at the end everything got crazy.
That's what it tends to get generally.
I had no idea. You know what I felt? I felt like I was married to Incredible Hulk. I had no idea he had the green monster in
No,
him.
I dated the Incredible Hulk.
And when that monster came out, daggone it, it didn't go back in.
I did. It's like they get bigger, don't they? They get bigger, they get
And so
stronger,
his mama
and they
stepped
get
in.
worse.
Yes. His parents was
And
absolutely
they turn
wicked.
greener. You look at that motherfucker as he's steaming and his nostril flares in and out.
You be like, but baby,
You
it's
be
me.
trying to say baby is me, but baby is me.
Please don't do this.
And you can just see them muscles just like immediately get bigger and bigger, like whoa. To the point you gotta be like, peace, shawty. I'm about to do. I can't take this crap no more. I'm done. I can't keep with you, man. I'm
So,
sorry.
trying to date again after that? Sips tea? I think not.
Nah, forget that. I'm gonna find a Doctor Strange. That's what I need. How about that?
I don't need, look, okay. Yeah,
Shift the
Lena.
time and the zones and all. I'm good. I can
See,
work with
you in the game.
you.
You still got that steam in you. I'm just like, shoot.
I don't need an Incredible Hulk to slap my ass across the room. I'm
Girl,
sorry. Give me Doctor Strange. We talked about it a different time.
I don't got time for nothing new.
Oh my god.
Mm-mm. Look, you see my face. Mm-mm. I'm like,
See the muscles bulge out. You like, crap. I'm here. I got like 10 seconds. I'm gonna make it good. Got 10 seconds in this joint.
nah, I'm good. Other people. I feel like this that if you have not been married before, I mean, even if you have been married before, if you feel like you have strength enough to go out and meet people or to date, then by all means. But me personally, I don't have the desire to do that. I don't know if it's because I was hurt before. I don't know if it's because I was married, and because of me being married, and that is, I do know that that's a big huge thing because of me being married, that I do feel like I'm not supposed to be with anyone else, which makes me less more how can I say, it makes me not want to desire that.
Well, when you are married, you are committing something spiritual. It's a spiritual tie. I mean, when you lay with, even in dating, it's a spiritual tie when you lay down with an individual. But when you really say I do and you sign them contracts, yo, you sealed in it.
Yeah.
It's a done deal. That's before the Lord. You can go your separate ways all you want to. But let me tell you, at Judgment Day, or whenever it's time for you to go and see your maker, you still got to be accountable for that individual you said I do to. And that's the
That's
truth.
See, that's the thing, and I don't want to. Right, ain't no
That's
getting
the
around that.
truth.
I'd be like, Lord, for real, like, ah. And I know you like Mona.
I don't want to be on film.
You're
Serious.
not on
Serious.
film.
No, but I mean, when you say I do, that's the person that I do it to. Period. You can't get around it. That's just what it is. You know.
That's why I say
And
choose
you will
wisely.
always
Choose
trust
wisely.
me. I'm gonna choose
For it may be your last.
wisely.
Choose wisely.
I'm gonna choose wisely to make sure I hear from God.
Yes, you
I
make sure.
thought
Let me tell
I
you
heard from
something.
God the
Don't
first
go in
time.
it
It was
dumb and
y'all.
blind, and don't go in it like, you know what I'm saying. Don't go in it like it's. Just don't go in it dumb and blind. Just
They may
don't.
be handsome, They may be beautiful,
but they
but they could be the devil in
and
disguise.
they may and the thing about it is that they may very well turn on you. They may it may be very well like your last hoorah rah. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to see if I can find that DVD. I had that DVD over here.
What's DVD?
Right, I'm all over here. You have a good night. All right, you too. You too, and take care of that baby girl.
Nighty night.
Yeah, she just had a baby, beautiful baby boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
even know why she on
She was
here.
there. That's my girl. She been there when I was first going through my situations, and I was all on here. But let me
Oh.
tell you something. It's funny. I mean, I can laugh at certain things because remember when I couldn't laugh at certain things.
It be those moments, man, when you can't laugh at. I be so glad to get through it. Nobody ever wants to go through it. I get it. You have to go through it in order to get to the other side. A lot of us, we want that victory right then and there. I am one of them. I hate going through it. But the wonderful thing about going through it is that when you do come out on the other side, man, them laughs be golden. I love them. I love the stories. I love the laughter. And most of all, when you go
You can
through
laugh
it,
it,
when
yeah.
you burn your hand on that stove, you don't ever do that junk again. Right hand get the crack lips. You learn, like, hold up, temperature
Put
high,
it like this.
hold
If
on.
I never knew Slim, nothing.
There's a couple of relationships
now,
I've been
now,
through,
now
but
that I know you, and I know what you're capable
but
of.
see, right now,
Mm.
like I said, I'm ready for a relationship, but I'm not, and I'm gonna take my time because I don't want to
Take your
jump
time.
into
I'm
a
gonna be on.
relationship. I want to get to know you. And I ain't just talking about colors, favorite, songs, and your dinner and all. No, I want to really get to know your ass. How do you act when you angry?
Huh.
You
But then
know?
that's the thing. Do you really want to see that,
Yeah,
man?
I want to see it because I
Can I
need to
just
know what
have
the hell I'm
somebody
getting into.
cheesy?
I need to know if I can handle you at your worst. You know what I'm saying? I need to know that. You need to know if you can handle me at my worst.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
could be
something.
the breathing devil. Can you handle the breathing devil? You may not want to be with my
But
ass, and
why?
that's the
Why
truth.
do people have to show their worst sides, man?
No, you have to show your worst sides. That's a part of getting to know a person. See, when you get to know a
Sometimes you
person, that
don't.
initial first year,
Sometimes
I'm
that's
gonna just
not
say
a.
the first year, you don't know that individual. You wanna know why? Because you haven't been through nothing with that person.
But I
You've been
don't.
through some
But
things.
so
You
some
ain't been
people,
through nothing with that
is there
person.
such a relationship where you don't have to have any type of drama with it? There are relationships out here where you don't
There
have
are
to have
relationships, but I'm not talking about initial drama. There's just everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People
but
get
I shouldn't
sick.
have to be with
People
somebody and
get
say, in order for me to truly know you, I need to know how mad you can get and whether or not you're gonna bash my head in or not.
No, but that is something to actually consider because there's just a lot of stuff out here that
Yeah,
women
because
and men
I,
ain't
I had
dealing
no
with.
I had no idea that Slim can get like that.
Yeah.
Like he was so nice and so sweet and just so
Wasn't he though so
he
charming?
was cheesy, man. Slim was a cheese ball. He was that was a goofy cheese
So
ball, but
charming.
I had no
That nigga
freaking
could be that motherfucking green eyed devil, yo. You be looking at him, this muscle be them bulge up, goo goo goos, goo goos. Like, oh shit, yo. It's my last, so might as well go ahead and say a quick prayer. Like, God, I'm coming. I'm coming.
No.
Nigga come at you like a freight train. Quick as a bug, just ew, boo.
That's so unhealthy,
That's
man.
a toxic relationship for you. That bitch.
There are
So
beautiful
far,
relationships out
holy
here.
smokes, Jesus.
Yeah, it seems like those relationships are very rare indeed.
I used to look at him like Popeye the Sailor Man. And then he started turning into the Hulk, and then the Hulk became the Green Devil. It was just like, Lord God, who am I with?
You look and be like, oh dear, oh dear.
Like he was my Popeye, and I was his olive oil. And it slowly became something else. Shoot.
It's one of those
Like,
things.
whoa. I didn't know it was like that.
Well, Would
What?
I date again? For me, no. Do I have the desire of dating again? No. But then I don't know what happened. That's the thing. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it because was it because I got married that I don't have this desire anymore? Is it that or is it because
I think
I
it's
went
just
through a
time.
horrible breakup?
It's just a
But
horrible
you want to know
breakup.
the
You just need
realization.
time.
The realization is that I have not been with my ex-husband in 3 years. So literally, I have not been with anyone in 3 years.
Have you been with another man since
No,
that
I have
time?
not. I have not. I don't even have male friends.
Okay.
That's the.
Have you dated? Have you? I mean, not even dated. Just
I
have you
don't.
talked to men? Other men
No, I don't have any
on that
male.
level. Just getting to know them. I'm not talking about sexually, nothing like that. Just possibility
No,
of what you could be somebody I want to be
I
interested in.
don't know.
See, I've talked to men and I'm like, okay, you could be somebody I want to be interested
See,
in.
I don't even
That
know who.
doctor could be somebody I want to be interested in. I'm gonna talk to him again, as a matter of fact.
The doctor sounds. You thinking about that doctor?
Girl, he's
I
fine as hell, but still need to know. Um, I'm serious, fine as hell. It just don't make no sense. He that fine, but yeah.
I haven't. I
You
haven't.
haven't initially given the actual thought to it, and I get it.
I
You
don't.
got a wee one. I don't have a wee one. It's just me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I
What you
got
mean?
goals.
You
I
have a
mean,
we? Oh, you talking
you
about a
talking
baby?
about the baby. You
Yeah.
gotta. I mean, your time is invested in symphony, and rightfully it should be. You know. But for me, I get a chance to be selfish and focus on me, get everything I want to
But is
accomplish
that really being
done, see
selfish
what I want
though?
to see, talk to who I want to
Is
talk
being
to.
single and because we are all born into this world by ourselves? Is that really selfish though? Is it really selfish just saying I'm just not going to date right now? I'm just going to be celibate. I mean, at one point in time, especially before we were old enough to date when we were young, we weren't even really thinking about
Honestly, I
that.
think it's necessary for you to go through a season of where you celibate because when you're breaking
Well, a
up with
lot of
people, a
people
lot of people what they make the mistake in is they jump in a relationship initially, like almost immediately. I'm just gonna boosh, and you ain't
you ain't finished with
you
the
didn't
old
finish with
one.
the old, nor did you deal with the issues or the problem within yourself. You have no growth in yourself.
Right.
So you initially jump into another relationship with the same garbage that was on you from the previous
And then you gotta ask
relationship.
yourself this question: do you still love your ex?
I love my ex, but I'm not in love with my ex.
That's what I honestly feel like.
Mm. I see. I don't want to talk to you. I couldn't be mad, even with Shawty that I just broke up with. A while back. I can't be mad with him, even if I was a
Hey,
point.
lady. Hey, Sylvia. Girl, I'm not sure myself because my hair ain't done.
It was a point where I was at a place of where I can't be in the same facility, breathe the same oxygen. No,
Not
it's
the same oxygen.
no, I'm serious. Not the same oxygen because I know the situation ain't gonna turn out right. Not for him, but for me. I know I'm not gonna act
You gonna
right.
start hyperventilating when he come around.
No, I might be the She-Hulk out that joint. What you put me through? Oh my god! Oh my god! I would take it with me, Jesus. No, I mean it's
Yeah.
that initial thought. Pain is pain, but when you really start working stuff out for yourself, now I'm at a better place. If I see you, man, I see you, but there's nothing there. I'm okay.
I think that's where I'm at right now. Like, so I'm like, I don't know. Like, I never thought I would be at that place. Like when, and I'm being very transparent. Like when Slim left, I just thought my whole freaking universe and world was
That's
falling
how it
apart.
feels. When they
I
leave,
didn't
it's
know
like, oh
it
my
was
god.
it was Nina. It was so bad that every time his parents would come around me, I wanted to freaking throw up every time they were like. It's like they came, and now that I look back at it, I'm just like, I'm so happy that I'm over that. through that. And I know for a fact that I probably wouldn't be who I am right now if I didn't experience at least half of. Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way my attitude is right now, the way I am towards certain things, I wouldn't be what I am right now
Mm.
if it wasn't for that particular experience. Like I literally had to learn how to literally cling on God's word and solely ask God to protect me. This is the first time that I ever felt like a man cannot do this for me, because the man that I was with, he stepped away and stepped down. So I literally had to be like, God, I need you to get me out of this and protect me against this particular person.
I think I had so much stuff going on with the relationship. It wasn't just the toxicity of it. It was the fact that I made babies with that man, and I lost those
Yeah.
kids.
And
And
I lost,
so
and it
that was
crazy, yeah.
those were initial deaths in me that sent me numb, and then it was the initial death of the relationship and the just the
So
devastation of all
it's
of
like
it.
basically you gave all of yourself, including your offspring, and then to have nothing to be shown for, to be
So I
talked
had to
down.
depend on God, but I was so spiritually drained. I had to just I was like a babe in Christ all over again. I had to learn everything
Yeah,
all over
yeah, and it
again.
had to really, and it's a big test too, because you have to, you're in this crossroad between, you can either go and turn into the good guy or become so evil and bitter because of what somebody did to
Oh
you.
no, I was the bad guy for a little bit. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
If you catch me one good day, I can still be the bad guy one day.
yeah.
So no, I was the bad guy for a little bit. And that, like I said, there are good memories that sometimes come past, and I'm like, yeah, and I
I
let it go.
I
And then
feel
there
like
are other
too.
memories where it's just like, oh, I could kill that motherfucker where he's staying.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like I feel like I understand now what humility would do, because it was a lot that, it was a lot of humiliation. It was a lot of myself humbling myself. It was a lot of, how can I say, everything that, I don't know. I look back at certain things and I'm just like, I'm so glad that I'm free in a way, in a sense.
That
Not even to
is,
say in a sense, I'm so glad, because the home that we stayed in, and I thought it was so beautiful and so gorgeous. It was like I was trapped in that, especially when
you
he
went through
left.
that too. Well,
Yeah,
I
it was.
didn't
It
know.
was. It's
He
like I
didn't leave at the
couldn't.
time because
I couldn't
I pulled
control my
myself
own
out of it.
thing. I couldn't control my own thing. And I used to be so big on, when you get, but some of those things are like, they're not for everybody.
No, I don't think relationships are for everybody. I don't
I
even
don't
think
think
marriage is for
I don't
everybody.
think I feel like if you're going to be bumping and grinding and being sinful, then yes, you do need to make a commitment. But it's like there's nothing new under the sun. So it's nothing new about a divorce. There's nothing new about reinventing yourself, I suppose, or going out there again.
I think the thing about it is, through life, you're gonna always be changing and reinventing yourself because that's what life is about. But as far as commitment and all of that, it's be honest. Some people they are not cut out for it. Some people are initially scared, of it. I am not scared of it. I'm just scared to be committed to the wrong individual.
Huh.
That's what I'm scared of. I can honestly say for 5 years, I now truly do believe I was committed to the wrong individual.
You know what?
Certain things that if I initially went with my gut on the first time, a lot of stuff could have been avoided. But because I really loved that individual, you know, that it was nothing that I would not do for him, and it was, you know, honestly a self even a self-sacrificial type of thing. It was that type of love that I had for him. Like, if I was willing to take a bullet for this individual, that's how much I loved him.
Yeah. I think
So
a
my
lot
thing
of,
about it is that I think that was the mistake. The mistake that I gave in too early, I believe. And that I didn't follow my initial gut.
Well,
You know,
sometimes
when I
you gotta
felt
see
certain
the
things was
other
just not
person out
cool, I should
too.
have just, went
You
ahead
should have
and
let
just
go.
called. I
It's
should
it.
have
I
called.
think sometimes we should just. I think we prolong it with people and we look at their imperfections. Because I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like I knew that my fiance then and my husband was not perfect, but I felt like I'm his wife. I'm his fiance. I can fix it. I can make it better. I can patch it up, and I can make him the man that I will want him to be. It's just like okay. I'm gonna be very transparent with you. Sometimes we have to guard our thoughts. But the other day, I saw someone, right? And I was like, you know what? This dude could be very fly if he had, his teeth fixed up, if he had on a cute outfit, or if he was working and all of this. And I said to myself, see, that's what's wrong with a lot of the past things that I've always done, especially when it came into relationships, is that I always felt like I can fix this man up or I can help add to this. And in which most, if a man finds a good wife, she's going to be there to help. She wants to be his helper. And I guess that we all have that in us then.
We all do.
Matter of
Don't get
fact,
me
we were all born
wrong.
with that and when you think about it.
It's all women born with that, and the thing
I mean,
about
you
it,
got some trifling women out here, but if a good woman is going to basically be like, "Baby, what you need? I got it." It's hard for me to get a job, honey. I remember doing my ex husband's resume,
when
and
you really, the thing about it is when you
I was
really love
sending
the
them.
individual, there's nothing that you're not gonna do for them. If they out of a job, baby, I got it.
Yeah.
If he's sick, baby, we okay.
Right.
I did everything for this individual. Sickness, I'm talking about
And that's what I
jobs.
don't understand.
I'm
Like,
talking about,
how can men act like it's such a shortage out here when there's constant women that go above and beyond for the love and companion of this man, and it's not given back.
But see, that's the reason why I said I can honestly say it was a mistake because when I noticed that it was not being given back, I should have let go. But the thing that I think we honestly get
She said,
confused
yeah,
with,
my hubby is not perfect, but I knew I can't change him. His imperfection is what makes him unique. We all got some type of imperfection.
I like what you said,
Absolutely.
and that's what I was gonna go at with it. I'm gonna say this: in my ex, I did not desire to change him. I actually loved him for just who he was,
Mhm.
imperfections and all. Knowing situations, coming into knowing situations and dealing with those situations. I
Mhm.
loved him just for who he was, and
Mhm.
I honestly dealt with the what's the word I'm looking for? I dealt with what he could have become. I always saw him, and knowing that he was not perfect, but I
Mhm.
know that you can become this,
Right.
not trying to change you because you're going to get there
But isn't that
regardless.
dangerous though? Especially because we have a lot of guys that says one day this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and you're waiting and you're waiting, you're putting all your effort and
I can
time
say
and
that is
love.
dangerous. I can honestly
It
say
reminds
that
you of that movie Acrimony. What's the name of it?
acrimony, yeah, I do. I can
Acrimony.
honestly say that is dangerous because I watched time pass. And it did suck up some of my youthfulness. I still have youthfulness. I still have my
Right,
beauty and
and
all
there's no
that.
question about
But
that.
spiritually, it sucked up my youthfulness. I had, like I said, spiritually and God and everything. I mean, it messed me up so bad. I had to
Yeah.
start from the beginning basis. I needed milk all over again. I had to learn how to walk all over again in Christ.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to block out certain things that was being said,
Mhm.
and listen to God Himself. Because honestly, I think I put him on too much of a high pedestal. I
I think that's
believed
the
in him that
issue that
much.
you kind of put yourself to the back. That it's just like
Yeah, I believed in him that
it's all
much.
about him. It's all about
It
you.
wasn't all about
So
him,
I'm at this time right now where I just want to put myself up there. I don't
That's
feel
where
like
I was
putting
at. I
nobody
don't
up
feel like putting
there.
nobody else up there. I put them up
I
there and I
wanna.
invested and I didn't get that back. Now I'm like, you know what? No, I don't need that. I need somebody
Yeah.
who's already going to meet me there.
Yeah.
I don't need you to build me up. I'm going to get there myself.
Yeah.
But I do need you to be in position that when I get there, you're ready.
Yeah, because it's my thing is investing into someone, and then all of that investment goes to what?
My thing is that I want to invest in the
And
right person.
I'm looking at old relationships, meaning marriages. Like for instance, my father and my mother. My mother was such a good woman to my father, and I love my father. My father has imperfections about him, but I love my father. And I know I guess when you get to the age when you're in your 60s, you're very comfortable with your skin where you are now.
You should be at least.
And you don't really go back to certain things. But like the other day, like I went out to eat with my dad and he had his friend there, and I known this lady when I was a little girl. My father, I really believe my father cheated on my mother with this woman. And although he's not married to her and she's older too, it's like you still have her, huh? You know, it's like I kind of, in my mind, it's like people are going to be who they are. You know, whether if they're loyal people, they're going to be loyal people. If they're the type of people that just don't care, they're just going to be the type of people that don't care. You know, so it's one of those things where I mean, a lot of people say, well, he will regret it. He will regret it. He may just be the type of person that won't regret anything. He may just be the type of person that says, she did it. It's all her fault. I didn't do anything wrong and I'm never going back. And the thing is that I just can't waste any more time on hoping that he would see what he did.
That's a golden ticket right there. I think women, they get so caught up. We get so caught up, and I'm even a part of it. I'm guilty of that. But learning what I've learned, it's not about that individual. It's about you, and maybe that's where the confusion, where I'm using selfishness at. I'm no longer concerned about what he did, how he did it. You did me wrong. I'm not even concerned about the next woman who just may cut you off in traffic or something like that. My thing about it is that if we're growing the way we're supposed to be growing in Christ, the way we're supposed to be growing in life, period.
Yeah.
Like there's some of us out here, I can attest. For a little bit, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. It took a while for me to become comfortable in my own skin. Now a lot of people out here walking around, they don't like who they are. They don't like the insecurities, or excuse me, they don't like the certain quirks about themselves. They don't like the way that their voice sound. They don't like the way their teeth look. I mean, there's something about themselves that they don't like. They don't like a certain personality trait that they possess. It's people out there that are walking around like that, and they are so bound up. And what I love about the whole rejection part, that's why I said, you learn a lot of stuff in being rejected and being broken, because you have no other choice but to start from ground zero.
Yeah, girl. Let me tell you
got no
something.
other
When you say
choice.
ground zero, talk about ground zero. Talk about sleeping on the freaking floor.
Yeah. You
Okay?
got no other choice but to start from ground zero and to
You're
deal with them issues and start loving on yourself. It's not about individuals out here. We pay too much attention to what other people think instead of getting right with yourself, getting right with the Lord, and living your life and just being happy.
Yeah, absolutely. She said, my parents installed value in me. I was not going to settle for less. My husband had to add to me, not take away. Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're right. You have to love yourself first before you love anyone else. That's absolutely right. And then, when you come into terms too, and you'll really see that it's it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I think that when it comes into terms of dating again, is to make sure that the door, the windows, and basically that house is gone. Like there is no longer, you're not taking all of that into your new situation. And I'm speaking to that for like you or anyone else that is ready to date again. Me personally, I'm just honestly, I'm really focusing on me. I want to see how far I can go to do me without an individual person. Is that a good thing? I just feel like God is not calling me to go out and date someone else. And yes, it gets lonely as heck because the Bible says that it is not good for a man. With God saw Adam and was like, it's not good for him to be alone.
Well, the thing about it is,
So
I've
from
already
Adam he
prayed for
made,
myself. I've already prayed. God already told me. My husband's already set. So I really
see,
don't have to look. I don't have to look no more.
right. So
I
but
got
those desire,
confirmation from God Himself.
right,
My husband's already set. So there's
right,
nothing else I need to do but work on me.
right.
But beyond that, Even if God never told me that, the initial thing is to be happy in your own skin, to improve you. There's
Mhm.
stuff that I still have not conquered, or a level that I still have not been. And I
Mhm.
need to get that for myself
Mhm.
before any man could be introduced back into my life and
Right.
I try to connect with them. Because
Right.
how dare I try to connect with them and I don't even know my full
And
potential?
the thing about it is, as a woman, and let's be very honest, as a woman, when the man comes in, all of that guard up and everything, you gotta let go all of that. He becomes the alpha male, and then you go to the back. Like, I remember when I got married, I had to learn. I remember Matt saying, "Baby, I'ma deal with it. I'm gonna handle it. Let me deal with it." And I was so used to doing things the way I wanted to do that it got to the point that I was like, okay, fine. But then when I finally did that, I look back like, should I have let my guard down? Should I have been, I let him go ahead and lead? And I guess that's the chances that we take on love. You know what I'm saying? But that's another thing, too, that when you invite a man into your life, we have to realize that this is a man here and you're a female here. This
But you
is
know,
the,
the
this
thing,
is someone that's not on the same, you know what I'm saying? This is how can I say? I don't want to say strength over weakness, but what's a good word I could say? Because men are stronger than women. But what's a good word I could use?
you
Like,
mean like superior sex? Is that what you're trying to
yeah,
say?
superior.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing
Superior
about it
sex.
is, the guy's supposed to be the head. It's not
He's
the
supposed to
head.
be, yeah.
He's the head of the
So
household.
so when
But
you
my thing
so when
about
you
it
let
is
that in
that
when you're dating,
mm,
you naturally you have to put that down.
no, you
You
don't.
have to put your guard down.
No, you don't.
Naturally, you do though,
Naturally,
because
that
it.
God, no. This is the reason why I say no, you don't. Because that's where I think a lot of us made that mistake as women, putting that guard down too damn soon. Who are you? You
Okay,
have
but
to prove
but
yourself to me to
notice,
put my guard down.
but notice you said too damn soon. So what do you put your guard down?
First of all, that's like
But
you
eventually,
don't allow anybody to
but
take care of your
eventually,
child, do you?
no, no. But what I'm saying, no, what I'm saying is this: is that eventually, when you start dating, you
Yeah.
become. I think us as women, we become vulnerable.
You're supposed to be able.
Yeah, but
First of
I
all, a
can't. I'm
man.
not there.
Okay.
I'm just
First of
these.
all,
I'm
I
just
get
like
you. You like
no.
no, I'm not there, and I get it. And then
Because
there
once
is
you do
times.
that shit, excuse my mouth, y'all. Once you do that, that leader, it's like they take over.
First of all, if he's a man, he's supposed to take over. If you're
Exact,
not
and
opening
that's
up my
why,
car door, if you're not
and
trying
that's
to get
why
me
I'm,
out the
I'm just,
door,
I'm
if
not
you're not
there for
getting my
that.
table, or excuse me, if you're not getting, the table and getting my chair, if you're not taking over the check, prove to me that you're a man. There's so many little boys running around here looking for a woman to take care of them, and I've been there, done that. I'm tired. I need somebody to actually tell me or show me, excuse me. I need someone to actually show me that you are capable of proving this to me and you're able to actually do it. It's too many men that got so much talk with them, baby, walk the walk.
Yeah, that's why I say you gotta be very careful that even when you do
So my thing
date.
about it is no, I don't have to put my guard down to you. You wanna know why? Because I'm steady filling you out. So if I put
But
my guard down to you, then
eventually you're going.
we're gonna have something else.
Eventually, how many dates is it going to take until you do? And then once you do, it's like once that man gets in. And okay, I'm gonna be very honest, okay, because I'm not there. But just say, for instance, if I was dating, and I'm using me as an example, or I'm gonna use you as an example. You're dating someone.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have sex with this man, you put your guard down.
Of course, the
It
guard is down. So
Right,
now
your
we get
guard is down.
intimate with it.
Right, and now as a woman stand in a woman's position, this man has leverage over you because he is the male. You see what I'm saying? So it's not saying that. Oh, I'm not saying that. What's the word I'm at? I'm not saying. What are those women who swear up and down they got balls? What are they called? Feminists. I don't mean it. I'm not saying be a feminist like, hey, I am a woman, I can do whatever.
I'm gonna
But
burn my bra. I'm a
yeah,
feminist, alright. No.
What I'm trying to say is that could be very you have to look at certain things like that because you have certain men.
Call me a feminist. I'm sorry, Mona. I am not dropping my guard
I
just for
didn't say I
anybody.
didn't say you drop. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying that I want to look out for stuff like that because the minute you start going out and you're dating and you're inviting someone else in, eventually you become more of the softer because you are the woman. You become more of a caterer to him because that's what part of our design is to do towards the man.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you have to
eventually,
show me that
of
I
course, you
can
gotta
be
show.
with
I
you.
mean,
Because
think.
I've been in so many relationships that, a lot of times I've been accused of you take on the guy and the woman's role. But you have not put me in that position to be a full on, sensual woman where I can let you lead and lead comfortably. And I don't have to second guess you. Because I
Well,
can
first of
stay
all, I don't know.
and
I don't
I can
understand when somebody
anticipate
get
you
say.
in that,
I don't understand when
see,
somebody would get pissed like that when you sit. I mean, you sitting up here working and paying bills at the daggone same time. I mean, how many roles do you want me to be? You know what I mean? So, I mean,
what I'm saying is that there are some men who come along in your life and they will automatically let you know their position. And you don't have to question your sexuality. You don't have to step into a man's role and be masculine and all that other type of stuff and provide the check and
well,
all
it
that stuff.
isn't, but it's
That's
not
not.
about that. But naturally, that's what happens. Okay, if I go on a date with a man right now, if
Mm-hmm.
I go out right now with a man, automatically I know the position in both of these roles. You're the man, and I'm the woman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know that if a dog jumps out of somewhere, yes, we both gonna be fighting, but I'm hoping that you gonna protect me from this dog. I understand that. Okay, I'm just using scenarios or whatever like that. He hurts his hand. I'm like, I got a bandage to help. I'm the helper. I'm the lover. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
giver, the lover, however they want to call it. I'm just saying that it's that when you're dating like that, and then maybe that's why I'm not there because I'm not. I know that I will have to be this particular whatever, you know what I'm saying, if I'm out on a date. Now if I'm looking at you like, oh, you like my little brother to me, you know what I'm saying, that's totally different from if I'm with a man on a date and he's looking at me like, oh, she looks nice, I'm looking at him, he looks nice. You start to take on those roles somewhat as a model of a husband and a wife, even though you're not married. But it's like that role comes that way, if you understand what I'm saying. You know, it's like you literally allowing him to be, would not allow him, he's being a man and you're being a woman, and you're both grown adults. But in that case, it's like when you it comes a point where you put your guard down because, okay, this, you're with this person, he's taking charge. You know what I'm saying? So in order to eliminate that, number one, you don't date because you don't have to worry about somebody trying to be like, hey, I called you, you didn't pick up, you got what I'm saying. You do understand what I'm saying.
Basically, you saying that when is it basically okay to become vulnerable again?
No, I mean, you wouldn't go on no date. Okay, if a man invited you out on a date, you wouldn't go out there looking all roughed up like some dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I might show up at the day with a daggone football helmet on. You better love me as I am. No, I wouldn't do
Lady, you wouldn't do that.
that. No, I wouldn't
You
do
would
that.
you would put on your girly
Of
you,
course
your
I
lady
would.
you,
I
and be
would
like,
definitely. No, and I wouldn't do it like
yes.
that. No.
But you know how bubbly Lena, having
Yes.
fun. Of course, you'll still be like whatever, but you'll be on your, you know your role. You're the woman.
First
He's
of
the
all,
man.
it's the first date. I'm testing you out.
Of course, but what I'm saying, I guess with me, it's just like I already know. Like I guess probably because the dates that I've been on before, like if you going on a date with this dude, you putting on this. I'm not saying you putting on this front, but that's what you are. You're a woman and he's a man.
Right. Okay.
That date, he's the head even on that date.
He's supposed to
He's
be.
you're not both two. It's not like you're both two males. You're the woman. He's the man.
Right. I got what you're
You
saying.
understand what I'm saying? He opens up the door. Why does he open the door? He's the man.
Right.
He's being a gentleman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
Okay.
compliment and say, well, why does she do this? Because she's the lady. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's, it's one of those things. But at the same time, when people look at you or look at both of y'all on your first date, they're starting to think like, oh, look at, because it already came natural to the roles that you're both playing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't possibly even on that date, it could be a date just going out to the movies, but in that date, you're still with a man. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're not with like a brother or your dad or something like this. This is a man that you're going on a date. I mean, it could be just a nice friendly date, but you're both putting on this role. And in that, it's one of those things where that can lead to marriage. It can lead to other things. That's why you see so many children coming out here. That's why you see people dating and all this other stuff, because it leads to this, that leads to that, or it may lead to nowhere. But
Okay.
have you ever been on dates before where it just didn't go anywhere? But even when on that date, you still had a sense of knowing your position or who you were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
You
what you
understand
mean.
what I'm saying,
I know what
right?
you're saying. You
Right.
basically playing your womanly role. You're being feminine. And you're allowing the guy to be an actual guy. You're allowing him to be masculine and step up and take charge as a
Right,
man should be. And
exactly.
yes, I've been on them dates where I'm calling you guys and I'm telling you I need to get the hell out the date because this
Right
is not
there, and
good.
right. Don't get me wrong. There, yeah. I mean, when you see crazy, you got to run for crazy. I get that,
I'm
but
not.
that's say for instance you didn't see crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where, like I said, with you're able to go out. You're eligible to go out, and if you want to date somebody, you can do that because you have never been married before.
Right.
With me, I am told that I cannot.
You cannot date. Period.
Well, I was told that, well, nobody said, well, dating leads to certain things. Won't it?
A lot of you
Sometimes
guys
the
not
best way to
saying
stay out
dating
of
leads to
things is,
certain things. Initially, everything is on the woman. Yeah, it can lead to certain things if you want that.
yeah, but I don't feel like having that drama right now. I mean, am
Well,
I
then, if
wrong to
you
say?
don't feel like having that drama, then you do what you do best and you live your life and you be happy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of
I
us
think
get
a lot of
so
people look at
fear
it being
like
unhealthy.
being unhealthy. That's what I was about to say. A lot of people think that just because you're alone by yourself and you don't date for a while, there's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with her. It's not wrong with the
But it's like when people
individual.
say, well, don't worry, you'll find a husband, you'll find somebody. It's like, okay,
There are
but
plenty of people who live their lives and they don't have that person. You know, some people they don't want marriage.
that is true.
There are some people out here you want to get married. No, I have no desire. No.
Yeah, that is very true.
You ever met them people? I've met a couple of them people. You ever met some of them people? I'm not just talking about guys either. Some men, women out here. No,
I don't want to get married.
I don't want to get married. No.
Shit, well, I don't want to date. Shit. I think that's what it is too. Why get married when they already getting it all any daggone way? They
And
getting
like I
meals,
say,
they getting spoiled, they got children.
why
Shoot.
are they gonna marry you if you providing it all? I wouldn't marry
Yeah.
nobody either. If it was on us, if we had to pursue the man, some of us out here really are pursuing the man. It's so
That's
true,
the thing too that
you
really
know.
gets me.
But
Like
if
you got a
you,
lot of these men out here. It's like you shouldn't do this. I'm like, you know what? That don't even attain to me because I'm not even in the dating scene.
mm, but
Well,
for
the reason
those of
why
us
you
who
shouldn't do,
are
well,
even
don't the same.
considering about going back out there, you know, don't be so easily impressed. Get to know the individual. That's what I say. That's where I'm at. I don't want to actually get out here and constantly. It's funny. I had a friend I used to talk to. I used to work with, old coworker. His name was Cedric. Cedric, if you out there, I miss you, baby.
You so
But
silly.
yeah, and he used to tell me all the time because I used to be like, man, and this is when I first started. I was like 16, you know, coming up. I don't have no boyfriend. And my parents, you remember my parents, it was strict, so I really couldn't talk to nobody. And if I did, it was
Yeah.
only for a little bit of time. But anyway, I remember I was telling him that. He said, why you keep, so he was like a brother to me. But anyway, he said, why you keep always talking about you ain't got no boyfriend? He said, get out here and just start making friends. And I said, well, what do you mean just get out here and start making? He said, man, girl, talk. Get to know people. Just talk. Talk, talk, talk.
Hmm.
And I finally get with it. I'm 36 years old. That is so sad. But I finally get to really know what the hell he mean after being through so much damn hell.
Girl, let me tell you
Like
something.
I'm really not looking to date. I mean, no, no, no. I want to date. Don't get me wrong. I'm really ready for that. But I want to get to know your ass. And I'm not just talking about, arguments and all that. No, I really want to know you.
Yeah.
Like, hi, can we be friends? Hi. Like, what's going on with your day? You got issues, you got problems? Okay, let me rap to you. What's going on? Okay, it's a bad day. Well, look, let's talk your way, through the bad day. Can you do that same thing with me if I have a bad day? You know what I mean? I want to get to know you.
I don't know what the freak I want. I really don't. I see. Like I said, I just honestly, and Lena, you know, from back in the day, the relationships I used to be in, and honestly, I just want to smile and just have fun. I mean, I think that it is wonderful to meet somebody new. And I'm saying this on your perspective, not on my perspective, but to meet someone and to feel loved again and rejuvenated, and somebody who understands you and there to comfort and hold you, especially after everything you've been through.
Okay.
I I honestly, I have no idea. I'm really asking God, like, what is this all for? But then, I did ask the Lord to just take the desire away that I wanted from my husband. Just take the desire. And I think He did. No, not think. He did. Because I don't have that desire anymore, not even for him. And maybe it's because I haven't seen him, or maybe because I prayed and asked God to take it away. But I just feel like I've always wanted a boyfriend since I was freaking 5 years old, playing house in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Always looking at these little movies like, oh, I want to be Cinderella and meet my prince. I grew up thinking that all I have to do is just be the perfect girl for him and he will love me. And I just felt like so many breakups, so many makeups, so many years being invested. And I just feel like this, that there are men out here who will love a woman. There are women out here who are loved by men. But sometimes I
Go
don't
ahead.
know.
I
I
want for
don't
you to
know.
talk because I don't want to interrupt because I have something to say
I
as
just
well.
really feel like for you, I think God still gives you the desire because your husband or the person that you're going to be with is out there. But for me, I just feel like I'm not 80 yet, but I'm like almost half of that. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm almost half of that and and I'm not 40 yet, I'm about to be 36, but I'm almost 40. And if I went through all of these tedious, not even tedious, major relationships and a huge malfunction in my marriage, and I'm not even freaking 80 yet, and think about it, 80 years old, we look at this now and say 80 is old. 80-year-old people are like, man, I was just freaking 20 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of the freaking relationships and all of the stuff that we had and what we went through and our girlfriends went through and our mothers and our parents went
But
through.
see, that's why I said it's so important to focus on getting yourself
But even when
in
you do
order.
get yourself together,
No, no, no,
I
no.
think it's not even just about that. I think it's that finding the other person, your significant other, whether it be your husband or your wife or by yourself, that is a part of life, but it isn't just life.
Exactly. Which is what I was going to say. It's initially just investing in yourself and being happy. The ultimate thing about it all is just being happy. That's the whole glorious part about being single. Is to work on yourself and genuinely just be happy. A lot of people fail to realize it, and some of us we know from the womb what it is that we want to do and where we want to go with it. I can tell you from 5 years old, I didn't want a boyfriend. I wanted a family. I've always had that in me. That's not going anywhere. I'm 36. That's still with me to this day. So knowing that my husband is out there, and first of all, too, we're so busy trying to keep up with societies and the demands of we have this whole game. And what I find so freaking idiot is, now it's women taking care of the men, and don't get
Oh,
me
girl, you
wrong.
won't know.
No, I
They
mean, don't
out
get me
here.
wrong. I
Uh-uh.
understand Mr. Moms and stuff like that, but as far as these guys, it's almost like the ones that
The
I have
roles are
spoken to
reversed.
and just tried to, hear out and listen to. Yeah, the roles are truly reversed. It's like they're looking for us to hunt, scrape, make sure we hold them down. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
And the whole
First of
time you
all,
hurting the
I'm not
agin.
hunting for you, honey. You hunt for me. I'm sorry. And if you don't hunt for me, one, I'm a woman. So I'm going to get out here and I'm going to hunt for myself, period. But if you think I'm going to hunt for you as a man, honey, you got this whole
But be
thing messed
honest,
up.
how many of us hunted for the man
I've hunted
too?
for the man for a long
And
time.
make sure
But
he
see, the
had the
wonderful
best
thing about
portions.
wisdom is that you stupid. But the best thing about wisdom is you grow and you learn, and you supposed to learn from them bumps and scrapes and burning that hand in the stove. And I burnt my hand too many times. I have learned, honestly. My thing about it is, and I've been said it, I'm that type of person. I'll go there with you, you know, to infinity and beyond. I'm Buzz Lightyear, But
Hmm.
my whole thing about it is that I cannot get with an individual or a man who is not willing to. I just need you to be a man, baby, huh?
It's hard to teach a man to be a man,
I need.
man.
It's not many men out here. That's the crazy part about it. It's too many little boys, and this little boys looking for mommies. I ain't your mama.
Heck
I am
yeah.
not your mama. I'm not gonna cook you that meal. Matter of fact, I want a meal when I come through the door. I ain't your mama. And yes, I'm a woman. I don't mind cooking. And yes, I don't mean for that thing to be on the stove when you come through the door. Yes, I'm the one to
Look,
do
I
it.
just wanted to
But some
cook.
days I want to
I could
smell
have.
the and I want to smell the food in the oven waiting on me. Some days I don't want it to be a thing of where you asking me to rub your feet. Nigga, rub mine. My feet
Yeah.
hurt. It's a long day. I done
How
came
many
at
of
the
us?
job.
Was I the only one?
Nigga, rub my
I would
feet. Rub my
give.
feet. Please rub my feet.
I
Thank you.
would right. You give long hour back rubs to be like, can you rub my back,
I mean,
babe?
men don't understand. It is such a sexy thing, not only for you to get out here and make the bread and the butter, but if you cleaning that, I mean, Lysol, I'm
Let me
already
tell you
turned on.
something. If my husband,
Clorox, I'm
look,
turned on, baby. I'm
if he
turned
was
on.
going out working, you wouldn't have to worry about no horrible home or freaking dinner. It was already done. Plus, I got you these outfits.
No,
And hold
see,
on.
a lot of us women, we so burnt out trying to make sure that the house is maintained, and this nigga sitting on the couch playing video games. Ugh, what's for dinner? What, Negro? I work too. So sometimes I need you to get in there, Clorox, sweetie. I'm turned on. I'm ready to get in the bed already. Hold
You
on, I
having
got one foot in the
flashbacks
bed.
now.
One foot in the bed. Is the dinner ready? I got another foot in the bed.
You
Now
got
I
some
got a
you
hand.
got
He
some
got
women
some
out there.
Lysol going. Is the Hoover running?
You
Oh, snap. Where the sheets at? You know
look,
what I'm
that was
saying?
always supposed to be done before you even got her. But I ain't gonna lie, I remember when Slim was going through something, I was really like, look, I will go to work if you can take care of our daughter, I will work. The things that we do to sacrifice just to make sure to hold our families together.
Right.
There are women out there that will sacrifice to make sure that we not going hungry. I don't care if we all in a cardboard box. We gonna make sure we make this happen. You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
cinnamon. I will make it happen. The lights can cut out. It could be hot as hell. I'll be in there with a white cloth and some cold water. Talking about, baby, it's hot. Put this on your head. We gonna be alright. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I can't believe we in this position. This is a son of a. But you know what? We gonna be okay. I am that type of woman. But at the same time, I'm just saying, men be men. And don't be ashamed to cook a meal and get in there and clean. That's the
Yeah,
most sexiest thing to a damn woman.
but
Sorry.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. It's a lot of men that's doing that now. There's a lot of men that's staying
No,
home,
there's a lot of men who are not doing that now. I mean, there are some men who are staying home, but I'm saying for the men who are just,
staying home and just mooching. That's what you're
yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. There's too many of these men out here.
Shoot,
That's
I'm
what I'm
allergic
trying to
to.
be very
I'm allergic to
concerned.
those.
Yeah, the
I remember.
moochers, you know who I'm
I
talking
remember.
about, baby.
I remember when my ex-husband was laid down. I said, if you don't get your behind off of that freaking couch, babe, I just wanted to get a little shut eye. Get off of the couch.
I should now be your damn girl, and I have to tell you get out here and get another job. And
No.
you see, I'm struggling with bills, homie. That is your number one mission. Don't let me struggle for too long.
Trust me, help her. God help me. Look, and
It
stole
is
something
called
for a helper.
helper for a reason. Don't just watch me
Like I
struggle.
said,
I need you to
I
get
was
out here and
doing
go do it.
resumes, copy and pasting to any. Oh yeah, baby, these people may be calling you for a job interview. You got like 9 of them lined
That's
up
the problem. I
in
don't
one
need to be your
day.
secretary if I'm out here kicking butt
Oh,
in a
shoot!
daggone world
I said this.
working.
Let me tell you something.
You need to be the secretary, make sure everything is well maintained at
No,
home, and
I
you.
was his
I mean,
secretary,
come
right?
on.
Because if I was gonna work, you were gonna work too. Yeah, I was a secretary, and then he was like, "Baby, I got the job,
Yeah.
yay!"
I played secretary for a little bit, but after a while it was nah, man. Hold
Oh
up.
no, I was secretary until he got that
No.
job, and when he got that job, he brought the check right back home to our
No,
bank.
I am
So,
not your secretary. I'm not your mama. I'm sorry. I'm not that type of
but
lady
the thing is when you get
or
married,
wife.
the truth of the matter is, Lena, when you do get married, you do become just that. You playing those many hats to your
No,
husband,
exactly. To my husband.
right?
This dude, I was not your wife. I may have said I do, but until we really go, I do. And I'm not going to force you into anything, but until we really do that thing, oh no. Secretary for what? Excuse me? I'm already busting tails to make sure that we okay. Nah.
Yeah, so that's the one thing about being single is that you don't really, if whoever drops the ball, it'll just be you, because you're the
Mm-mm.
only one who has the ball. And I know if I do right by God, that God is going to protect me and mine.
But see, that's why I said it's too many boys out here. You got little boys wanting to play house and they don't even want to take leadership. What? I don't know. But they really feel like they won't leave the house because if they fail, quote unquote, it's on them. But it's okay for a woman to hold that position, and then you wonder why she's taking on a masculine role, and come on. You won't even step in there and be masculine. So what is left for her to do? But to take on that role and try to be feminine for as long as she can hold on till she decides what she need to decide.
What you mean, yes, as long as she can hold on to be feminist?
In my relationship and what I'm verifying to and what I went through, now not all women make that choice, but I made that choice. I held on to as long as I could hold on. You know, I've been
I don't mean to
there.
laugh at you. I just imagine myself holding on and shoot, man.
Countless jobs. Don't get me wrong. There's stuff on my end as far as illness is concerned, but countless jobs. Trying to make sure that rent is paid, the lights are on, food is in everybody's stomach, the dog is fed. Come on now, it's only for so long that you can keep dragging a woman.
Yeah, that's why when I looked at that movie Acrimony, man, he worked her like a mule.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, they try to make it look like, I mean, yeah, she did go a little bonkers, but it's like one of those things where you got men out here that will work their woman
But
to a
see,
freaking
I
mule.
actually went through that. I actually was working like a mule. And my thing about it is, I'm a hard worker naturally for myself. But for another man, too, no, homie, you eating off my plate. You need to move.
Yeah.
You need to move.
I mean, I think we all have done that. Hey, baby, you got this card. This the PIN number.
Yeah.
I trust you. I trust him with my bank account and all of that. And then, shoot.
You need to move. Like, I'll keep in there and I'll keep on keeping in
We're
there. But
going
it's
in.
like, after a
I
while,
just feel like
I
this
can't
that
handle it.
if you're ready to go and date, and if you feel like that is your right to go and date, then I would say definitely for anyone out there to go, but don't drag any of that old baggage in there, and don't even tell. And when people ask you, so what happened? That's the thing that gets me too, because people always ask like, why are you not married anymore? I be like, uh, I try not to laugh like the Joker on the remember the old Joker. We be like, give me the mirror. Give me the mirror. I try not to even laugh. Like I just
Well, at this
somebody
age,
asked me, I was
you
like,
actually was
ding
married
ding.
because at this
But
age,
come on now, that's
if you're not married, people assume there's something wrong with you. No, there's
oh come on
nothing
now.
wrong with
Oh,
marriage.
so I guess me saying, oh yeah, I'm married but divorced, that's just an awesome thing.
You believe it or not, a lot of men find that shit sexy. Believe it
What?
or not.
Why would I even
Because
want to
you
be with
already went
somebody?
there. You already went there, and then
Who would find that sexy? If I met
surprised.
if I met a man,
You'll be surprised.
if I met a man and I'm like, have you ever been married before? Yeah, I'm divorced. That is not sexy. That's letting me know that your ass don't know how to commit.
No, it
Excuse
doesn't.
my mouth, y'all.
No, it doesn't. It's sexy reason why is because if you tell them your story and why you're divorced, not everybody can do that. But if
Really?
you tell them your
Says Lena,
story,
who was
okay, why did you get divorced, Ramona? Seriously.
the reason why I got a divorce was because the judge said divorce.
The judge said divorce.
That is the only reason why I'm divorced.
So, in other words, what I hear you say is you got a divorce because of the fact that your husband wanted it, not that you so
Oh
far
yeah, to this
desired
day,
it.
I haven't even signed my divorce papers.
So your husband wanted the
And
divorce,
his
but
and
you
his
didn't
attorneys
desire it.
his attorneys was like, we just need you to sign. I gave them the cricket treatment.
But see, you're not hearing me still. I said what I hear you say is that your
I'm not
husband
gonna go
wanted
and
the
tell
divorce.
somebody, oh, the reason why I got a divorce is because my husband tried to set me up, didn't want to be with me anymore,
No, I'm
abandoned
not
me, and all that. I
saying, but
mean,
you don't have to word it that way. You're
what do I tell
talking.
somebody?
You
Like, I'm
tell them that
divorced.
you got divorced because that was the wishes of your husband. He just didn't want to be in it any longer, and you did not want to be in a loveless marriage. So you gave him that divorce. That's the truth.
That's not the truth. I never gave my husband the divorce.
You didn't give your husband the divorce. Let me clarify myself. He wanted the divorce.
Right.
You were content in trying to make a relationship work with somebody who didn't want the relationship to work. And there will be men out there who will find you just as desirable because that is your heart.
Okay. But this is the thing. Personally, if I was single, I would not want to mess with anyone who's been married before.
Why is this?
Because when you say it to death, do you part you still bound to your freaking spouse is still
Yeah, but you
alive.
didn't want it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. It's still not. It's still a ring with it. It's still the ex-wife, the ex-husband. It's still. If I had to choose, it would be someone who's never been married before. You want to go into something that no one has ever walked down the aisle before because you don't want any of the, especially being a Christian woman and knowing the backgrounds of how serious this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be with nobody that's combined, already bound with somebody else. That's like using a used tampon.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the wrong word. I don't even use those, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's your analogy, however you want to place
But
it.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah,
It's so disgusting. It's just like you're already bound to somebody else.
true. Very true.
Maybe that was a little bit too graphic.
I mean, very true. And no, you don't want that. But
I don't want
do
that. I
not
mean,
cancel yourself out because of the fact that divorce. No, that is not today's society, nor is that the thought of
yeah,
every
but in
woman.
today's society, people don't look at marriage seriously any damn way. So if I'm going to be with, if you were going to be with somebody, you want to be with somebody who's never been married before. Because if they have been married before, how do you know that they take marriage even serious? Because they don't even take their own marriage serious. They didn't take their own vows serious. I mean, a lot of women don't care. I see it all the time on TV. I've seen it back in TV shows from the 60s and 50s and even 40s that they didn't have any respect for marriage at all. So should I just jump on the same bandwagon and say, well, you know what? She did it, so what?
I don't go by movies or whatnot
Oh,
because at the end of the day, that's somebody, most movies, unless it's like an autobiographic or a true story in some sort of sense, it's fantasy.
and it's
Somebody
it's
wrote it
freaking
out.
hard though. It's really hard because, like I said, and I'm being very transparent with you. I saw this guy the other day, and I was like, "Golly, he's so handsome." And he looked at me, and I knew he was just like, "Wow," you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That
Maybe it was
it
because of the
felt
fact
I
that
had to hurry up and flee the scene because I was like, "Man, this is going to be an issue." You know what I'm saying? Like this might be the kryptonite. I can't. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's just you still initially dealing with some injuries.
I'm dealing with injuries, and I just probably yeah, and honestly, I just feel like I'm not supposed to be with anybody.
That's
But Jesus understood though,
mm,
because he did say that a man who puts away his wife, he caused her to commit adultery. I just don't want to be the cause of anything. I don't want to. I don't feel like wasting my time.
nobody wants to waste their time. Not no one. I don't. I literally have not met an
I would like
individual
to
who just said, "I
travel.
want to
I
waste
like
my
to
time."
buy. I like to do more things for me. Even little things like little tedious things like make sure my daughter has this and just giving her the best. Also, doing something for myself and not feeling like I needed to get this from a man, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know it may not be fulfilling, or I mean, it may be fulfilling at that time, but later on it may not. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
wouldn't it be in everything that you do is supposed to fulfill you
Well, like for
in
instance,
some sort of way?
I love like certain perfumes and stuff because it makes me feel very nice. And I
Okay.
also love when a gentleman says that fragrance you're wearing is very nice. It makes me feel good. I can
Mm-hmm.
take that compliment and run with it and keep going. But
Mm-hmm.
after a while, it's just like okay, you know. But
I don't know about that.
about what?
About the whole. I think it's just from what because what I hear you say and what I hear you speaking is that it's just initial. You do little things to fulfill you, but it may not fulfill you later on. But see,
I
for
think everything's like that though, because
that's
that's
what
why
I was
they say
about to
the
say.
eye is never tired of seeing, the ear is never tired of hearing.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
you know, you ever wanted something so bad and that you wasn't going to stop until you got that, but then now that you got it, now you want to the next thing. It's just like I got this, and I want to get this.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I don't know. I've always wanted and desired family. I've always desired, to be married and to have my own family.
Yeah.
And so that is something that's not going to ever go away. Now, knowing what the hell that I have been through and knowing that not all men are like that and that I do have a husband out here for me,
Yeah.
I'm in more of a relaxed place and where it really is not about even trying to find the husband or, the husband comes to me or however the case that may be. But it is a place of where I just want to be healed of a lot of damage that has occurred. And I want to be in a better place of where I have done some things that I've always wanted to do, like traveling. I love going down to DC and going and hitting those museums. And, I
Seeing nice
have been
things.
in so many museums snapping pictures that now I want to go and take it broader, so I want to travel across country and all that type of stuff like that. And at first I used to be afraid.
You said, what you say, Sylvia? She said, if you jump on the bandwagon, Mona, you will be happy. Happy in the inside. My mom said eventually you will want to be with somebody.
And that's what
I
I'm
guess
saying.
so eventually, but
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing though. We're in 2018, right?
Stop going.
I mean, I'm just being it. I'm looking at all of the pickings out here.
You get on my nerves.
A lot of these men that I've observed, and they're great men out there, but I'm seeing a lot of men sleeping with men. That's completely off my list. I'm seeing a lot of men who are just selfish of their self, and I'm like, I don't want anything like that. I'm also seeing I'm not seeing it out here.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
back in the day it
Where
was
is your
different.
confidence and where is your
I'm
faith?
not looking for no man though. That's the
Okay,
thing.
no. Not right now. Because the way you're speaking, I should be devastated listening to you
Girl, the
because
rapture could
I
happen
am so
tomorrow. I'm
my
like,
thing
hey,
about it is that I'm at a place of where for me I can naturally say, starting to get there. It's looking kind of, all
girl, that's the
right.
first. You have
I'm
to put these.
talking to an individual right now. I'm like,
You gotta ask them these questions.
I'm
I
wondering,
remember
I
years
might want to
ago.
cross your line. But my thing about it is that yes, there are men sleeping with men out here, and I find it absolutely disgusting. Yes, there
And
are
and
just some
and
good
yes,
men
and
who,
and yes, that is a part of the equation in the conversation that you have when you date. Like, so are you into women and men or both? And believe it or not, they may just ask you, "Oh yeah, I am bi. I'm into women and men," and you could be like, X off the list. Like, I don't feel like going through that, man.
That's the whole point of getting to know somebody.
I
Why would you
don't.
not do that on the first date?
Or
The whole
how about this one guy? He seemed very nice, but he was like, "Oh, I really want to take you to this place, and all they do there is just smoke and smoke what? Smoke weed all daggone day." X, like I don't feel like that. Like the guy, hey, how you doing? Smoking a J. X, like like I don't feel like we into that. And then you say jump on a bandwagon. I don't know. I just feel like I've been in enough
I'm on the
relationships.
bandwagon. Here's what she mean by jumping on the bandwagon. Don't focus so much on, do I want to be married? Do I want to try this whole thing about dating
That's
life
the
and stuff
thing.
like
I've
that?
already gotten married.
No. Listen to me.
I don't want to
I'm saying,
be.
listen, you don't want to be me.
No, I don't. You look, you still, like I said, you still can go out here and you never got married before. So
Right.
I said, you better choose wisely. You bet, look at me. Choose wisely. Choose freaking wisely, man.
Okay.
I look on your wedding day. I'm gonna look you in your eyeballs and tell you. Let me see you something right now. This stuff, right, what you about to do right now, this is a sign. It's gone. You'll never be able to get your innocence back. This is worse than you giving up the cookie for the first time. This is serious business. Don't
My thing
choose
about it is
wisely.
that where I'm at with it, the whole bandwagon that she's talking about is chill out.
That's what I'm chilling. We just did a party bus, didn't we? Before then, we did the whistling.
I would let
Now
her
we,
talk. Go ahead,
now
talk.
we got another thing that's coming up. I like to go out and look fly. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I like to get my hair done, my nails done, listen to my music. I'm chilling. I'm like, hey boo, and then I'm out. Like deuces. Like I'm
My
not
thing right now
there.
is that there's school for me. Like I said, I want to travel. Like I said, I want to get myself in order. You know, there's a whole lot of stuff that I just want to do. I'm chilling out. The bandwagon is just being happy with you. That's the bandwagon. When it's time for you to even, and I don't know whether there'll be time or if it's not, but who gives a damn? But when that moment is right, it'll happen.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm still like, Lord, I really need to have a conversation with you, Father.
A lot of times, there's a lot of us forcing stuff out here. That's the reason why we're so miserable with the partners that we got, because you forced that bitch. You knew he wasn't right for you, and you knew she wasn't right for you either, but you went on ahead and you married them anyway. Or you just said, I want to be so in love,
But that's how
and I want to make
everybody
this
is, though.
relationship work.
Nobody's stuff is perfect. Or how about
I'm not
when
saying that nobody's stuff is perfect because
I don't know
there's
if I had
no
to do it all
perfect
over
being
again. Do
out
I
here.
honestly felt like my husband at that time was the best thing in the whole freaking universe.
I felt like
I
the individual that I was with at the time, flaws and all, and knowing the stuff that I knew that it wasn't even healthy, was the best individual.
I didn't see anything wrong. It was
But when they say no and they reject you, then you got to go. And you don't look back. Just relax. Let the show happen. That's
yeah,
where
but
I'm
I'm
at
like,
right now.
what am I supposed to like? What who am I supposed to go to? Like to what? I mean, I'm not understanding that.
What? Okay,
I'm
who you supposed to
not.
go to?
I just like I said, I'm just not there.
I get it. Like I said, I
I
just
could go
for
out and look
me, I
fly in
I'm
a very
just
conservative, nice. She looks. This woman right here looks very good. Like I could put on my whatever, and I can go out and carry myself in a respectable way, having a great time, just laughing and stuff, and not having to be in no man's face, and come right back home to the comfort of snatching my wig off. Sipping on a little wine or watching a cartoon with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I am okay. I'm
And that's
okay.
where you need to be at in life.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
just I
low.
get to the point where I just like with all my imperfections, I'm okay with it. I don't feel like right now going out here trying to impress nobody. Unless it's myself that's be like, dang, them shoes look nice, that outfit look nice, she look good. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
what's
don't feel
up.
like sometimes I may not. I don't may. What if I don't want to be approached that day? I'm okay with that.
There are a lot of days that I don't want to be approached because I've been approached too
Yeah,
much.
and it's some days that you just like it's okay to have a nice conversation with a gentleman and not have to look say is this the one, cause this be it.
No, don't get me
You
wrong. There
know.
are some conversations, like I said, there's been conversations I've been having currently now that I actually do like. But there's been a lot of conversations that I've been approached by others that I'm tired of being nice and saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, can I get your number?" Okay, yeah,
Now
I'm
I
like,
just be like, no, thank you, but no, thank you,
I
baby.
mean,
That's
and I'm
nice of
tired of
you.
being nice and saying thank you, but
But
no,
I don't want to
thank
be
you.
rude. I remember years ago I was rude to somebody. I was like, leave me the F alone. They threw a drink in my face.
Well, see,
So now I'd be like, oh, thank you, darling, but
but
no,
you can't
thank
even be
you.
nice now in today's society because they shoot your butt. Whether you be nice or you
Yeah,
ain't worried
that's
about
when you
it at
have to.
all.
That's when.
Don't
That's when
get
you
me
have to
wrong. I
dodge.
thank the guys for the fascination and everything else like that. The compliments is nice, makes you feel, nice and everything else like that. But no, 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 just
Mm,
no.
I'm just not ready to date right now.
But when the time presents itself,
I
you
do want to
will
have
know.
more children though. I'm like, Lord, I don't know how this is going to happen.
There are women out here who are adopted and they are single and
I
they're
wouldn't
loving
mind
it.
adopting a baby.
I'm considering it. I really, really do.
I always wanted to adopt, but you know, Matt's
But I'm not
adopted, so I
considering
always
it.
wanted to adopt children. Ever since I saw Josephine Baker, I had to be like 8 years old in elementary school, and this little boy brought the tape to school because we had to do like Black History Month, or we had to be somebody. I was Murray McLeod Bethune, and he had Josephine Baker, and he brought the movie in, and I totally fell in love with this lady. She was pretty, she was glamorous, and I never forget she adopted all of those children. And I was like, I want a lot of kids. But I
Hmm.
never thought that I would have to struggle with carrying a child to full term. And so a lot of what me and my ex-husband went through, losing children, and so year after year he was seeing his wife go through the pain of losing another baby and mourning and still trying to have a baby. I was never one to give up. I mean, yeah, you know what? I would truly, honestly say that that's one thing that God has really shown me. I am not the type of person that give up. Even when his lawyers was telling me to back down, I was still coming at them, and they was like, "What?" The? God was like, "No, Mona." But even and I just feel like when getting back to this whole Josephine thing, I really love the simple fact that she had all of these children, and so I wanted to have children. So I think that later on down the line that I will end up having children. I always wanted a man to be there. I don't see it right now or what's going on. Now I didn't see myself where I'm at right now 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But I'm here though, and I thought that I was not going to be able to live or breathe without my husband. Well, of course, live, but breathing was kind of hard. But I'm to the point now that I'm comfortable enough to say I'm good. He can go wherever he's going or wherever he found his way. I'm fine now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what God has for me down the road. I don't know if He has me with someone. And you remember it back in the day, Lena. I'll be quick as I got a date tonight. I'm
Yeah,
with my
very true.
boo.
Very true.
Yeah, like now, and I'm just like, get away from me.
Yeah. Versus me, I'm okay being with myself for a good little moment, a good little hot minute. Um, I'm actually that individual, and I am one to give up. Actually,
That's like Crystal. You
I'm not
know,
one. I don't want to say I'm actually one to give up. I will give my all, but if I see that the thing is, the definition of insanity is to continuously keep doing what you're doing. If I think that thing is stupid and I'm doing insanity, I will drop it quick. I'll drop it quick. I don't believe in being stupid.
I also look at other things. Well, I guess everybody has a story. Because sometimes I look at people and be like, he looks fine. Something must be wrong with him.
I don't know. I don't think
He
so.
looks, you. And I'm gonna tell you something too, especially about like my ex-husband. He had a very charm about him, very cunning. Matthew could talk his way out of anything.
Hmm.
Like he had a very um
I think because of the caliber of women that we are, because we always attract those cunning. If you notice our track history,
well
the
he
men
was
that we attract, they got really good charm. They got really good cunning abilities about them.
well see he was different from all of the other guys that I ever dated. Matt would like he would psychologically try to mess with your mind. Like he would say things that I'd be like, but that's not what I said.
Mm.
And I would have to think, and I'd be thinking and thinking like, man, this dude just tried to con me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when one time he tried to sell me that. I said, that's bull. I would
Mm-hmm.
just get straight to the thing. But now I look at certain things like that, and now I like going out here. I'm just like, I don't want to fall for. Well, I'm not looking for nobody to even fall for.
I am not looking. I am open to the possibility of wanting to date
I
again.
just feel like the dudes that in my past, and I'm not happy with it, but I dated one guy, he lied about his marriage. Dated another guy who was just basically a user. All he wanted to do is use you for what you got going on. Then he jumped over the fence and he couldn't jump back. Dated another guy and he was just too in this fast lane life. Got some woman pregnant and he thought he was going to come back and that wasn't going to happen.
Mm.
Then I finally thought, like, I married the man of my dreams. He was perfect. Didn't realize what the heck I was dealing with. And what am I supposed to be going after next? Yes, they're beautiful. I'm like this. Okay, this is what I'm going to say.
That's the thing
Father,
about it. You just
if
can't
I'm supposed to
fix.
get married to someone, Lord, if I'm supposed to be with someone other than the man that I walk down the aisle, Father, give me a sign. Show me a sign. Show me who it's going to be.
The one thing that you're saying right there that you got to change is what you're supposed to be chasing after the next, as far as men are concerned. You're not supposed to chase these
I
things.
mean, you want me to be very transparent? I feel like although I'm not there anymore thinking about my ex-husband, that I'm still supposed to be praying for him.
Say that again.
I just said, even though I'm not really there with my husband, even sometimes I have a conversation like, Lord, what am I supposed to do? Mona, did you pray for Matt today?
God had already told you you're supposed to be doing
That's how I be like,
that.
Lord,
That's why
that
I'm
wasn't the
telling you,
answer. I was
chill out. And that's why I said it.
that
I'm gonna
wasn't.
say it again. What if like 10 years from now,
I
you're
just be
supposed to
like,
be back with your ex?
do I have to sit in this jail cell? Like I said, no, I'm not in no jail cell.
Just continue to keep listening to God. You know what to do. As far as chasing, the game of chase is done. I'm done chasing.
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
chasing no
continue to
more.
pray for him, but it don't mean that we still gotta, I mean, yeah,
I'm not
I don't
saying
know.
that that can be the plan.
It's so
All I'm
confusing,
saying
man.
is
It's so like I said, I need to have a conversation with Jesus. Like I really, it's one of those things. Like Lord, I know you are so busy, but is there any way you could just come and visit me in my dreams and give me a parable or something that's gonna tell me, look, Mona,
that's
you've been
exactly
trying to
just
go
how
back
it
here, but I've
happened.
told you.
And I told you I had the confirmation with God. My husband's already ready, made ready. The dreams with the rings and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he
I
said
told you the
that.
rings on my pillows is two
I
rings
don't know when the last time I had
bonded
a.
together like a little infinity sign, two golden rings. I already have a husband. I'm
Yeah, and your
just
grandmother said something about it too.
yeah,
I remember you
clearly.
telling me about that dream. Yeah, see your husband on the way. Brandy had a dream. She saw her husband,
Mm.
and the dream was like, "This is your husband." And she tried to look away, but her husband was just standing right. She said he was very tall. He was strong. She showed everything about him.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. But yeah, I mean, the main thing is just being happy. God will tell you what to do. All we have to do is be happy, spend time in His presence. He say pray without ceasing. You could be brushing your teeth praying. You could think of a song, or you could be driving. You could be praying. You could be washing your butt praying. You could be writing
I
something
want him to
praying.
pray for me. I'm tired of praying for him. I know that's selfish.
No, it's not. Tell God, I'm tired of praying for him. He
Like,
tell you
Lord,
to
can
pray
he
more,
pray
but
for
you won't
me?
listen.
Shoot. Can he to defend me? Shoot. Can he
And what makes you think that he may not be doing that? You don't know what God is telling him to do.
You know what I've been feeling lately? Like he didn't get himself mixed up with something. He probably out there. I don't know. Sometimes I get these feelings like, oh Lord, what is he? I don't know. And
Because
sometimes
what
I
you
just
what if
be.
he is mixed up with something? You never know. Your prayers could be keeping that man safe and living at this point. You never know.
I mean, I still pray. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. In the car the other day, I prayed for him, asking
Yeah.
for God to keep him.
But for the meantime, enjoy your daughter. Chill out. Don't
That's it.
worry
Cause I'm like,
about the
what can I'm
chase.
like, I'm trying to see what I can actually do in my life. Like, I'm trying to get pushed to the max. I'm trying to make these coins out here. I'm trying to. Let me tell you something. My credit score is rising. I can't wait when I can walk up in there and be like, I want that house right there.
Oh, look at you. See, now you're
I'm
talking
on a
good
mission,
stuff.
man. I'm just
But see,
like,
that's where I'm
I feel like
at.
if I have a
But
dude
another
right now,
thing
it's just
about
gonna
this is
take that
that I'm
away.
not looking. I mean, I see the meat out here, and I mean, it's nice product on the shelf. I'm like,
What the meat
ooh.
out here?
No, I'm just saying, like that. The minister that I looked at the other day when being around my mother, I kept telling you, I was like, I'm not gonna look over. Ah, look it over there. You know what I
Was he
mean?
looking back?
Man, he kind of was, but I was trying to keep it in church. I mean, I'm at church. I'm here to serve the Lord, not get a guy. That's what I
True.
came for. I came to get caught up in the Holy Spirit. Thank you,
You
Jesus.
you got to
And
be
take my
careful with some
guns
of these
home.
deacons.
Yeah.
And
And there's too many women going to the church trying to find a man in the first place. Where is your
that's another
mind?
thing too. I'm so glad you brought that up
Where is
because
your mind?
at our church they have this thing called the singles, right? They have like a singles when they meet up and have this barbecue. They have a lake where you can go like river tubing and stuff. You should go. Like they have a
No, I
singles thing.
should not go.
This is the crazy thing though. So I think Nikki, I don't think she went last year to one of those. But it's like they ask you this thing on the card, like, are you single? This is the same freaking church. I don't mean to say freaking like that, but this is the same church that me and my husband, my ex-husband, got married in. I mean, not married in, but baptized in. We both got baptized together in this church.
Okay.
So I still put on there like for like make to pray for him and stuff like that. I always put that on there. But am I supposed to, when they say, are you single, single ministry, like, am I supposed to, like, what am I supposed to, oh, yeah, I'm single now. Like, what is that saying? Like,
It ain't saying nothing. You tell it.
but
Okay.
that's not the
I'm
truth.
looking at. Okay, wait. It is the truth.
It's not the truth.
Listen to me. You telling them that yeah, you wanted to pray for your ex-husband because you are divorced. Are you single? Yes.
Am I single in God's eyes?
Are you not divorced by
No,
God?
no, answer the question. See, because it's double standard thing. Am I, if I'm single, then shoot, I could be out here right now dating.
I need another daiquiri. Oh my God. No, you are not single by God's eyes.
Wait. So God is the author of everything. So
Yes.
I should go by what a pastor says, what man says, but not what God
No,
says.
you should go by what God
Okay,
says.
so just like when you get married and you take this holy union, your union is protected because of what you both vowed before God,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Meaning that nobody can go in between your marriage because what God has put together, let no man tear apart.
Okay.
Whether you lock it or not, when he gets on your nerves, he's still your husband until the day he dies, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
if the word says that I'm bound to my husband while he's still alive,
Mm-hmm.
how can I sit up here and lie and say I'm single?
Then I guess you can.
I can sit up here and do this though, Lena. I can say, well, God, I am single because this is what the judge says. And you know what the Lord has said, and Mona, you must think you know you're talking to me, right? Your creator that know you know better. So you gonna lie to me in my face? No, Lord, I won't lie, okay? Well then why would you sit up here and mark
Okay, have you
single?
really had a real honest, honest to God, like, okay, let me be transparent. It was a time where I was not, what is it, settled in my decision of leaving my ex. Initially, that was when I first came out of it. I was still indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
I had already said no. I had already made the transitions. The transitions were set,
Right.
and I was still indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, I think I made a mistake. Oh my God. But I had to really get real with God and be like, okay, God, I need you to show me. Did I make a mistake? Is this supposed to be the person I'm supposed to be with? I mean, I had to get real. I had to ask all the questions, all the insecurities. I put it out there. I had to have a conversation with the Lord. Have you had that conversation with Him about yours?
Girl, what?
Yeah.
I had a conversation. I freaking fast while I was breastfeeding. I prayed, I cried, I went into convulsions. God has showed me dreams where Matt was not coming back. Then he showed me dreams when Matt was there. Then he showed me dreams. It gotten to the point where it's just like I realized like, okay, this is my thing. I realized when I was in my early 20s, even in my 30s, when I didn't do things God way, bad things
Right, kick me in the
happen.
butt.
Yeah.
Right.
And I realized like if I go out here and mess with like I'm taking care of a baby right now, a
Mm-hmm.
child. I cannot afford for my blessings to go down the drain or for bad things to be happening because of the decisions that I'm making in my life going against God's will.
Okay.
Now, remember in the Bible where Sarah's husband, remember he was afraid of the king or whatever, so he told the king that look, we just brother and sister, and
Mm-hmm.
so he was like, "Bet we didn't send Sarah my way." But the Lord gave the king a dream and said, "If you touch Sarah, you good as dead." So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, These are all of the things that God has been revealing to me because I studied, can I get out of this marriage?
Okay.
Now, I do know it does say something in the Bible where if the unbeliever leaves, then let him go because he wasn't a believer anyway. He isn't bound. I said, okay, okay, okay. And then God asked me, Mona, is he a believer? I'm like, well, no, be honest. I'm like, okay, yeah, he knows scripture, Lord. I mean, he was praying, and I mean every day he was listening to the gospel and reading his Bible and stuff. So I guess I would say he is. It was like I couldn't lie to myself. So I mean, I can try to sit here and lie to you, but I'm too. I'm to the point where I'm just like, oh, who am I kidding? You know, daggone well that the man knew God. That he, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he backslide now.
Mm-hmm.
Know that it's not of God for you to up and leave your wife, but he still knew the Lord. He still prayed to Jesus. He still followed scripture. He still went out spreading the gospel. And yes, there are going to be people that's going to, when the Lord sees them and they say, haven't I cast out demons in your name? And he's going to say, look, depart from me because I do not know you.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at the fruits of him, I would say that yes, he knew well enough about Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Now, I can sit up here and I can not be like, girl, no, he didn't. But then I'll be lying like how.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be like 20 strikes against me just because you know daggone well.
Okay.
So that was one thing I had to take out about that whole abandonment thing. And then it was like, why did God, remember when the Pharisees asked, like, is it okay for a man to put his wife away for anything, right?
Okay.
Any cause at all. And he said, well, what did Moses tell you to do? And it was like, Moses said, we can give her a bill of divorce. Moses suffered you to do this because of the hardness of your heart. But it was not that. So a bill of divorce. He basically said to give her a certificate. And I kept asking the Lord, like, what does that mean to put your wife away? Like, what does that mean to put your wife away? And God showed me to basically have to send the wife away from the husband. So you put her away. And when you put something away, what does that represent?
Division.
It represents division, but what's the difference between putting something, when you put something away, it means that it's still there, it's just away,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's like, so what the heck are we supposed to be? But it's like a lot of people that go through life for 40, 50, 60 years that's been separated and they never came back. But if
That's
one of
just
them
like
died, the other one is not bound. So why would they have to live out 60
because you
years?
are married. That's just like your mother and your daddy. That's just like my mother and my daddy. My daddy
Right.
still pays my mother's insurance. They have not been together in years. I mean, separate, living different lives,
Are they
separate
married?
homes. They didn't initially get. He has never divorced her.
They still
They
married?
still They still have a legal contract, but
Legal
they
contract?
are separate. They are very much separate. Very much talking to different people. No
Yeah.
different. But if she's sick and she's really going in a place of where she's down, he's there. And that's the truth. He always makes sure that the insurance is set for her no matter what. And I'll be telling my father, like, I think you're a fool, but my father, he still recognizes her. He doesn't want to deal with my mother,
Mhm.
but he has a respectable love for my mother, where he will not see her be harmed or anything.
Right. That's like my
Just
mother
like
when
your
my
mother
father
with your father,
yeah, when he was in the
because you were always
hospital.
married to that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my father, man, I be looking at my father like my mother is the most strongest, and I'm looking. My
So
father would
even
be
though they're
in.
not initially together
Yeah.
and they are very much separate, I think you still have that initial responsibility over that individual because that's the first one you marry.
But see, the difference is that, well, you
And
see, I was about to.
mommy's dating. Mommy then went on a couple of dates and stuff like that
She's
too.
not really dating.
Okay.
She I guess maybe back in the day she might have tried it, but my mother, Honestly, I've never seen. I saw my mother with one person before, but it wasn't even that long, and she realized that he had a lot of issues. And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, maybe because she didn't have a desire for any other man like she did with her husband. Because here you go, all of these years, and you're still not married. Yet my father, he cheated on my mother with the woman that he's currently in the process of a divorce with. He hasn't even been with this woman for over 20 something odd years. To him, it was like living hell, the worst mistake he ever did. And that was because he turned his back on his wife. So when I look at those type of mistakes, I'm like, shoot, I don't even, I can't. I don't want to go down that road. I see how it broke my father down by being with his second wife. That lady almost killed him. And it's to the point where I start to really believe like the root of all your issues is because of your adultery right now. And I know it is. And my father know it is too.
What do you mean he knows it is?
He says he should have never been with her. He was an adulterous relationship. He regrets it.
That's what he actually said?
Yeah,
Oh,
he regret.
wow.
My mother made him upset, but he regret leaving out on my mother and leaving her with 4 kids.
Oh, wow.
He regrets it. But it's
Mm-hmm.
all over his body now. Like I mean, his ex wife, I mean, the one that he's currently married to, she's in a rehab home, and she's been there now for 3 years.
Woo. Wow.
3 years
In a rehab
in a
center?
rehab center, over 3 years. But they never lived together for over 20 years.
Lord Jesus.
So when my dad left, he jumped into some crazy stuff, and she knew he was married. She knew he was married with
Of
four
course, they
children,
always
and
have to know
and
he's married.
I guess she thought that, oh, it's going to be different with me when I get married to him. What ended up happening was, remember, he left my mother with four. She was a twin, so she had 3 sets of twins. One set died, but she had to raise four.
Wow.
And then she went through a hard struggle. I remember seeing her look like a zombie. And I
Wow.
tried to help her, but it was like,
I don't understand what we think as women.
that we could
Oh,
change him, girl. He gonna love me, and
no, not even the change thing, but it won't be like that with me. Girl, if something happened back here at the first.
he wasn't gonna do crap for you.
If,
That's why I look
yeah,
at
if
people
something happened
marriages.
back here at the first, it just wasn't quite right. I had to learn that lesson though too. Ironically, as smart as I am, and as much as I knew better, I had to learn that lesson. But
I
yeah,
look at stuff like that. Like
you
I
know, if
sometimes
getting
it's better for
something,
you.
if
It's
something
sometimes
is
it's better
wrong
for.
back there with that one right there, and then that one right there, and you just come along and things is gonna get better, baby, you better run.
Yeah, if he ain't take care of his other sets of kids, what makes you think he
You
gonna
better
take care of
run because you
yours?
about to endure, if not the same, worse. You better run.
Yeah,
That joint ain't going nowhere. That joint creeping, waiting, seeking.
yeah. Well, it's one of those things where I think that when you're ready to date, you're going to date. I'm not there yet, and maybe later on, I I just don't know. I can't say that maybe it later on I will be. I'll be too afraid to.
You know what? I'm afraid, but I believe in love. I really do, and I believe that that thing is for me. You
That's good
know.
for you. I
Now,
don't.
I mean, I believe that that thing is for me. One, because that's what my God told me. You know, I don't have to sweat about it. The dreams, all that, I don't have to, sweat about it. I think the last one I told you, my instructions is to get into my word.
That's true. Sometimes I think like maybe it was a reason for me having my daughter, my living child,
Mm-hmm.
and that in return of that I was going to lose my husband and maybe even ever dating again or being with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a sacrifice in my life that I'm just gonna have to deal with, and it's hard as heck though, especially when you look in the mirror and you know. Well, I don't really look at my mirror like that, but when you know that the years are starting to really count down, that you are getting older.
I'm getting older, but you know what? I don't look at it as the years are starting to really count down. I look at it as I don't know. Everybody else has that concept. But you know, I don't for some reason.
Well, the thing about it is like, well, I mean, you're not
I
going to be
don't know
60
what
years
it
old trying to push
is.
some babies out.
No, I'm not going to be 60 years old trying to push out any
I mean, I
babies.
want
I
more
don't even
children,
think
but
it's
I'm like,
a.
I had really high risk pregnancies anyway. Do I really want to go through trying to carry a child again? Plus, you're trying to figure out, like, Lord, how can I even have children? Okay, well, if I have to adopt, then of course you got to make the funds and whatever. But the baby that I have right now, I have to. I mean, it's just a whole bunch.
I don't know. Everybody's looking at the thing as countdown, but I'm looking at it as a thing of game. I'm
That's
not
true, but
counting down.
you
It's like
gotta count
I'm
down,
counting up.
especially if you're talking about bearing children.
I don't
That's
know.
different for women. I mean, for men, they can have children up until they're freaking 100 years old.
Yeah, but that's
But
why I
for
said I don't know. Maybe
us,
that's my mindset, but it's like for me, I'm counting up. I'm not counting down. I don't see it as a thing of I mean, I see it as our parents are getting older.
they
I
are.
have
They
to put
want
myself into a
grandchildren
position,
to
where
take
I
care
can
of
take care of
them.
them.
Right.
Yeah, yes, they want grandchildren. I want children.
Right.
I do see that, but for me, it's not a countdown. It's a count up.
And what's it?
I feel like I'm taking one step, where I first had felt like I was taking a step and then getting set back 2 times. And I remember I kept telling you that. Now I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm taking a step, and every time I take a step, it's closer and closer and closer. It's like I'm counting up to something. Maybe that's what that dream meant that I recently told you about. It's like I'm counting up, not counting down.
Mhm.
Everybody says counting down, and I'm like, counting down.
I'm just like this
I feel
after.
so youthful. I don't feel like I'm
Well, that's
going
the thing.
towards 40 or
I'm
30.
not saying I feel. Oh, I feel more. To be honest with you, I feel more liberated and free. I feel more comfortable in my skin
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, I can come and I can go. I can push myself to say, you know what, I'm gonna go to work today and I'm gonna grind hard. I'm gonna try to get. I want to make this amount of money. I want to do this for my daughter. I want to go here. I want to push myself to be this and the third. If I had a man right now, I would be focused on him. It would take away something. And that's just the truth of it. Some people say I'm just focused on getting my coins. Okay, be focused on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if I'm going to be the head of my house, well, Jesus is the head. But if I'm going to be my own person and my own whatever, then I got to learn how to basically grind like I never grind before. You know what I'm saying? And not hard, but smarter. Because a lot of people say, like I was thinking about the whole cookout that we're doing on 4th of July, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, got to do the potato salad. And I said to myself, why am I going to sit up here and try to do potato salad 3 something all in the morning? Girl, you better go to Shoppers and buy some potato salad and add some spices to it and say, voila. It's all about doing smart moves instead of being hard and overworked for it. And I just figure that if I invest in a man or a relationship, that's taking away what I could be investing in me. I've done that all my life and I don't feel like doing it anymore.
But see, that's exactly what I mean. But I feel like I'm gaining, I'm counting up because I'm doing all this investment in me and trying to, my mindset. It all starts with your mindset spiritually. I feel so youthful that I don't feel like I'm aging. I feel like I'm aging backwards, honestly. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm so full of youthfulness and I don't have the energy that I used to. But spiritually, I'm just like, ooh, I'm
Well,
free,
I think
I'm
too that
youthful.
I think
I've got the wisdom, I've got the knowledge. I know exactly what it is that I'm trying to shoot for.
right. I
And
think
what
you're
I
more
don't know what
focused.
I'm shooting for, I put it in prayer, and then God shows me that thing of where I'm supposed to.
Hmm.
Where I used to, I'm a very big worrier, and there's been a lot of anxiety like all of my life. But it's like God has me in a position of where He's taking me back through the things that I went through when I was smaller and
Hmm.
getting that stuff together because that's initially where all our issues come from is
Hmm.
in our youth. when you were a little girl, what happened when you were a little
Oh
girl,
yeah, daddy
like,
left and all
right,
this other stuff,
coming
you
through,
know.
the steps to getting to
And I saw my
adulthood.
mother
And
grind, and I saw my mother raise 4 kids, and I saw my mother struggle. And that's why I vowed, like, my mama would never go without. I make sure, like, because she did it with 4 children and 3 girls and lost her only boy. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
And she said she enjoyed when we were younger. She wish she.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, I get it. Not everybody was given this. A lot of us wasn't given this perfect life. You got people that come from villages that saw their entire families be annihilated. So I'm like, I'm grateful that I had even though my parents wasn't there, I still had a really good childhood. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm glad that I'm here and I'm glad that I was able to learn. But I'm at a point right now where I don't have time for any more hiccups or any more mistakes.
But that's just it. No one does. I don't. I don't want to make
Yeah.
any hiccups. I don't want to make any mistakes. I'm at a point where I'm level where
Yeah.
I never was comfortable with being single by myself. I'm starting to be comfortable with being single by myself. I am loving the skin that I am. I like my
Right.
imperfections. I used to not like my smile.
Right.
It was the overbite. It was the gap. I
Yeah.
love the gap. I'm even
Same thing
starting to
here.
become a little bit comfortable with the overbite. It's who I
Right.
am. Now, do I
Right.
want to fix it? Yes.
Right.
I want to fix the overbite. I even
There's
think
so
I want
many
to get rid
things.
of the gap.
I'm still look. I'm about to get my whole mouth done or whatever like that. I'm gonna really go after what I really want, and I'm gonna really have fun with family and friends. That's all I ever really wanted to do. All I really wanted to do was just to make sure that my mom and my dad is okay. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I wanted to have a lot of children and have a loving husband. But I realized like that God is just like, Mona, I got something else planned for you. And I'm like, okay, I'm accepting that now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to force anything because I see it all day long where people jump out of one thing and they jump into another thing and it leads to a end road. It leads to a blocked road or a no outlet. And I'm just like, I don't have time for that right now.
And see, that's where I'm at. So it's like God is trying to like give me this energy where I lack. He's giving me the wisdom. Whatever that I'm lack or whatever that was messed up. It's like God is doing like a cleanup. Like,
Hmm.
best way to describe it. There was a Jim Carrey movie that he did. What was it called? And it had something to do with God. I forgot what it was called. And he'd be like, "That's the way the cookie crumbles." Anyway, if you're a movie lover, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
But anyway, Morgan Freeman played God at the
Oh, I
time.
think I know what movie you're talking about.
Okay. And so it was this big old mess, and it's like because Jim Carrey thought that he could do it better, and I love how they put it, the message. Jim Carrey thought, he was getting the crappy, part of life. He wasn't where he wanted to be at in his career. He had a good girl and everything else like that, but he wanted to, be with her, but he wasn't necessarily in
Hmm.
that commitment mode. He wasn't thinking that way you know, and pretty much he thought he could do a better job than God. If I had God's power, I could do. He didn't know what
Hmm.
God did and how many prayers that he be answering and everything else like that. So God gave him all the power, and then he found out, oh, I really can't handle the job of God. And
Hmm.
so it's kind of like that with me. I've been pushing this thing, been trying to keep this timetable for so long, been trying to make stuff work for so long, been worried about stuff not working, worried about how I'm gonna get it, worried about when I'm gonna get there, worried about this, worried about that, to the point where God has really like I said, I have to do baby steps where God has really set me down to a point where He's like, Lena, look, let me rap to you. See this right here that happened to you here, but what I'm gonna do is just take this mop and we just gonna clean it all up.
Hmm.
And so I don't want you to rush. I don't want you to rush. I want you to rest. And
Hmm.
so when I first came home after getting out of that bad relationship, I was so exhausted. I'm still somewhat exhausted. I'm getting the
Yeah.
rest, and I thank God
Hmm.
for this process because I was. Some people don't get the help of family.
Yeah, he done.
Some people don't get the help of friends. They
Yeah.
gotta go through it by themselves,
Yeah.
and they're sitting in a shelter, or they sitting in an apartment and they trying to figure out what the hell just happened to me.
Mhm.
Why am I this way? How did I get here in life?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I've been blessed with family and friends and the love and the strength of others who know how to pray to God.
Mhm.
Nevertheless, it's been instilled in me. And
Mhm.
I've been blessed with the ability to know that my God has me so much that He will tell me Himself that everything is going to be okay. And
Yes.
so I'm going to take you back to where this stuff happened. And yes, it's going to hurt, but you're going to deal with it. Like,
Mhm.
I've really been forced to deal with my issues.
Mhm.
And He said, yeah, you've been hurt. And yeah, it's going to hurt dealing with these issues that you got about yourself. But see, the one thing about dealing with them issues when you at ground zero is you got to clean it up. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean with this mop
Wipe your slate
your
clean.
stuff up, and so I'm gaining. That's
Yeah.
what I mean by the youthfulness.
Mhm.
I don't feel like I'm counting down my days. I'm counting them up, and
Mhm.
God is still cleaning stuff up. I no longer desire because I'm a quiet individual, and I'm not even being quiet anymore. I'm starting to find out that I'm a talkative individual. I'm a funny individual.
Mhm.
Whereas I've been put down for so long, and been told, you need to change, you need to do this, or something's not
That you
right.
hate that. It's like that's
Yes.
one thing I could truly honestly say.
And it's been
And
by
I
other
think
people that I
with
desire
me,
to be with,
yeah.
and it hurt because they're telling me something's wrong.
I've got to the
And
point
it's
where
like,
now like
what?
I'm like, look, we are all human. Nobody is perfect. But
Yeah.
I felt like for the longest time I've been trying so hard to prove that I am this woman that I can be towards you to make you so happy. And I'm like, you know
I
what?
don't have to
Take me
prove
for what
that.
I
Yeah,
am.
exactly.
I'm 4'11". That's my height right now. I'm one something. I used to be back in the day 120. I'm probably like a good 160,
Yes.
pushing. But hey, I used to be in the size 2'4". Now I'm in the 8. I don't care.
But
You
these
know,
curves is straight
take
though.
me for what I
Take
am.
it for what it is.
Shoot, I like to wear wigs. I like to wear my hair in braids. You know what I mean? I like to chill back and have a good time. I like to watch a good movie. I like to look at something interesting. I like a great conversation. I love to smile and laugh. But I mean, take me for what I am. A lot of people, I'm not going to change my appearance for nobody. Yes, I have this wide nose, and yes, I get it from my dad, and get it from my mom, and get it from all of the other ancestors and DNA. But God made me just exactly what I am. I used to feel like I need to be this way or that way, or I don't have things together. I am where I am because God wants me to be right here, and I don't feel like changing for nobody. I don't feel like if I'm going to invite somebody in, it's just going to be like, hey, hi. I don't feel like being at attention to try to impress you. I just don't feel like doing that right now. Take me for what I am. Take me for what I'm. Don't come back later and be like, oh my goodness, the woman I used to date. Oh, she had wigs. So the freak what? That's what I do. That's what I wear. I don't care. I
Mm-hmm.
wear. I put tips on my nails sometimes. I paint my nails a different color. I may go to the special store, to the thrift store, or go to the mall one day. I do me, and I enjoy it, and I don't want nobody coming messing that up.
But see, that's exactly
I
the
pray to
thing.
God. I don't got time for nobody coming in like, why you praying? Why you always reading the Bible? Get out of my face. Why you always got to mention the Lord? Leave me alone.
No, as a matter of fact, what I done.
That's what they
That's the
do,
thing
girl.
about it.
They want to
I
remove
don't
the
have
word.
time for that. As a matter of fact, you can't enter into my presence if you don't know how to pray.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't feel like teaching you either.
If you
I've
don't
been there
like it,
before
that's
trying to
fine.
I've
You
been there
don't like
before
it, but
trying to
you,
teach somebody, look,
yeah.
you gotta know the Lord. The Lord has been waiting here. I don't got time to be debating with you, man. Like, I pray for you and you go along your way. This is not the person. I cannot waste another freaking second, time, minute, days, months, years, nanoseconds with another imbecile. I just cannot.
Yeah,
I
but that's
just
just
don't.
it. Like I said, God has really been cleaning me up, and I'm so grateful for it. And I don't have to be apologetic. I used to be ashamed of my height. She's just so tall. Yeah, I'm tall, man, bro. And if you ain't funny, you trying to be funny, but if you ain't careful, I'm gonna use this leg and stretch this little 5'11" leg, hit you right in your butt, and send you on your way. But my whole thing about it is, I'm so comfortable now. And I'm so determined to stay in this position of being comfortable in my skin and to stay in this position of where, I might be in some controversy because like I said, I was a person that I'd rather get to the end. I want to see the victory. I don't want to go through the hardship of getting there. But I learned that going through the hardship of getting there is the victory. You want to know why? Because when you go through that hardship, it teaches you something.
Yeah.
So when you get teach something, you know,
You have
it's
you
freeing,
and I'm
well,
gonna say
about
and I'm gonna
freeing
tell you
paper
something.
and all of
I
that.
agree with that because especially like when I go to work and stuff. I think when I was with my husband at the time, I used to be a little intimidated about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since I went through that, especially in court and have to go before a judge and everything, I'm very outspoken now.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. I don't care who you are. If you're a president of a company, I am very outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
I used to not be that way, but it taught me a lot, especially when you had to go before a judge. And I got chewed out by judges. That when I look at people, I say to myself, if I went through that, what makes you think I'm going to be intimidated by you? You
Exactly.
see what I'm
It
saying?
teaches you something.
It does.
So
It teaches you.
nobody likes going through it, but you know what? I don't. I no longer. You know what? What's it? I no longer
Here's
hesitate.
your. It's isn't it amazing how everybody, Brandy, Nikki, Coco, you,
Mm,
y'all were very. I know you. You were more of the bashful, funny, but very like naive to certain things.
yeah.
Coco was so funny and just full of, and she's still fun, but it's like college and turned into some freaking don't
Carla's
mess
a
with.
beast.
Carla's a beast now.
Yes.
And Lena, you like, oh heck no. It's like you used to have your guard down to now, girl, you were just I'll be daggone. And Nikki, it was a lot of things that she held her breath on and allowed people to just trample on her. She's like, you think twice.
Exactly.
Crystal too. Crystal, she went from dating these different guys to almost got, killed by that other guy that she realized, you know what, I'm good.
Mm,
And it's amazing what all of us learned of what all of our experiences. I mean, T, she had 4 children that she was raising, and now she's settled down and she's married. And so it's like when I look at everybody and I see, especially with the women who went through certain things in their life that they didn't deserve what they went through, but because they went through that, it literally molded them in a way. And they could have been bitter. They could have been like, I've seen women where they're just like, I don't give a F. Don't you mention nothing about no dude. I could care less.
mm,
Everything that everybody is evident. I've seen, like, what's the name sister was so bitter that I said, oh my gosh, who did this to her? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I went through some things, but she must have went through some things because
yeah.
she was bitter, bitter. She was
Mm,
so bitter, bitter. You could feel the spirit of bitterness upon her. She was like the epitome of what most people talk about when they say a bitter woman.
yeah.
She was so bitter that you didn't even want her in your company because the bitterness was just in the atmosphere.
Oh wow.
But I just thank God that none of us was like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, this was a good conversation. I feel like if you're ready to date and you've gotten over the fear, then to go out, but know what you want first before you take on and allowing someone to dominate your thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.